Girl, y'all, I'm just up here talking to y'all. I got this mic on mute. I'm just sitting up here talking to y'all. Lord Jesus. Hey, Linda Gamble. Hey, Tootsie. CW, Pisces Life. How y'all doing this evening? Hey, everybody in the bushes. Just make sure y'all go ahead and hit the like button for me. Hey, Love Joy, how you doing? Girl, I mean, Tootsie, I was just up here just talking away, girl. And I'm like, can y'all hear me? Girl, so let me give y'all the rundown today, y'all. I did not have enough time to do a video this week. So I said, you know what? Let me try something new on live. Let me go live and try something new. Hey, more reality show. I know, huh? I was playing music, but then when I stopped the music, I'm just talking away, and I'm like, wait a minute. I don't think anybody can hear me. So yeah, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this topic today. Manslaw. That's what I want to talk about because look, I just finished watching all of the interviews. I watched Ken's interview, I watched Trisha's interview, and I watched Marquez's interview. And y'all, this storyline, I told y'all from day one that I have not liked Ken. I do not like him. I told y'all that I do not like this storyline. I think this storyline is odd. It should not have been on this show. But did y'all see what dropped this week on Chit Chat with QT? Did y'all see what Trish was doing in the DMs with I think a viewer of the show? We're gonna talk about that too. Cause that's what set all of this off for me. I'm like, nah, Ken, I don't like him. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's get into what I got for y'all today. So first of all, let me do a few pleasantries. Let me see how many we got in the chat. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button for me now. I see 40 people. Make sure y'all hit the like button for me. If you are watching from your TV, you can do what I do. And basically, what I do when I'm watching on my TV screen, I just grab my mobile phone and I enter the chat from my mobile phone. Turn my volume all the way down on my mobile phone. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you are on your mobile device, you can hit the like, you can exit out the chat, hit the like button, and come back to the chat. Let's get this out to everyone else so they'll know how we do it over here in the kingdom. Now, let me see who else is out here in the chat with us. What you say, Tusi? Can't think trash. I mean, Trish is a prize position. Until she screwed him over. Exactly. You saw it, CW. Yep, we're gonna talk about that. What happened over there? I got that over here. The Chit Chat said we could go ahead and use it. So I was like, thank you, girl. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it. Hey, money. You coming in to activate those lights. Thank you so much, Imani. Thank you. So yeah, what now before y'all know before we get started, I have to play my favorite meme for y'all real quick. This is my
I was
favorite
with
meme.
Melody last night. Shout out to Melody Shari. Ooh, ooh. I was with Melody last night. Shout out to Melody Shari. Ooh, ooh. I was with Melody.
Y'all, this is my favorite new meme. It's something about that. I don't know what Marquez was thinking. Like that was out of place, but it was so funny. I just fell out when I was watching it. I fell out laughing. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this topic today. So what set this all off for me was what happened over on Chit Chat with QT. And we're gonna get into that. But leading up to that, I gotta let y'all know this Ken, honey, this is manslaw. He is no different than Martell's paramour. I don't know why everybody is gushing over this guy. Yes, he got big muscles. I don't like muscles. Ken came onto this show trying to spread this narrative that he's a good guy, and he isn't. He even said it from his own mouth. He lets us know everything from his own mouth. You just have to listen and pay attention to it. So on his interview, Dr. Heavenly asked him how did he meet Tricia, right? And so what Ken said was that he and Tricia, they met over the internet. It was just over the internet for a few years. He said they never met in person until 2021, 2022, which is a lie. And we get that lie from Tricia's mouth and his mouth and Marquez's mouth. So then Carlos asked, when did you start dropping the chocolate emojis? And Ken said that Marquez was just exaggerating about that it was just motivation and it was not a big deal. But Marquez said that he got into an altercation with Ken about messaging his wife. And that was in 2018, 2019. And let me tell y'all something else about 2018, 2019. Because remember, Ken said they never met in person until 2021, 2022, right? But when they were at the table with everyone at Kimmy's tasting, he and Trish both said that they first saw each other at the gym about 2019, 2020, 2021. They couldn't even get the date right. So we just gonna go with 2019. That's the date we gonna go with, since that is also around the time that Marquez said he called Ken and got into it. We had a little altercation with him about contacting his wife. He also said that Ken sent an intimate text of what he wanted to do to Tricia in 2018, 2019. So we're going to stick with 2019. We're going to make 2019 our year. Yes, Tusi Ken was a side piece. He slid in her DMs knowing she was married. And speaking of that, he said he knew she was married. Ken said that he knew she was married. He said that Tricia never hid her marriage. So he said, he told Dr. Heavenly, Tricia never hid her marriage. He said that, girl, let me find my slide. Yep. So he scoped her page out. He said, I saw the guy. That's what he said. He saw the guy, which is Tricia's husband, between 2015, 2016, when they first met online. So Ken said he did his due diligence. He said he went through Tricia's page. And that's when he saw the guy. Not I saw Tricia's husband. He said that's when he saw the guy. This dude right here was on the prowl for that man's wife. Ken ain't no good. Ken ain't no good. And I'm going to tell y'all something else about why he's paying all the bills. Ken is paying all of the bills because that's the only way he could keep Tricia from depending on her husband. Ken X probably put him out behind, exactly, because Marquez said in his interview that when he saw the ring cam, Ken was coming into the new house with Trish. The new house that Marquez helped Trish to get. He put $5,000 on that house, and he wasn't even living in the house. He was living around the corner. And he said that Ken's woman that he was with for 10 years, I had said on Sunday that he was married, but they weren't married. They were just together in a relationship for 10 years and living together. And he was treating her daughter as his own daughter. But Marquez said that she came over to Tricia's house and Tricia let her in the door. And Ken has been there ever since, child. As I learn more, I don't understand why people don't seem to have the same energy. That's what I'm saying, more reality show. That's exactly what I'm saying. Why is everyone giving this guy a pass? He is no different than Martell's paramour. This is the same dude. This dude went after that man's wife. And then you got into not one, but two altercations with him on the show. Marquez said that he and Ken got into an altercation during homecoming while they were at Black. Y'all, that was just in September of 2023. So you bullying this man about his family too, right? Yeah, Ken will say something nice about Trish, and then he would say three things, absolutely throwing her under the bus. He sure will. He sure will. I'm telling y'all, I have not liked this dude from day one. It was just something about him that I wasn't vibing with. I'm like, nah, this it's got to be more to it than that. And then when I saw Marceau questioning Ken and Trish at the table, I was like, nah, it's got to be something going on behind the scenes. Like, what does Marceau know? Why is he questioning them like that? And I'm telling y'all, Marceau gave them the rundown. Let me find my Marceau slide. Marceau told them that Marquez said there was a pre-relationship. Y'all know what Trish and Ken said, but it wasn't. So I guess they don't consider being in the DMs, Ken sending Trish intimate messages. I guess they don't consider that being in a relationship. Because one thing that Ken made it clear when Marceau asked him how long had they known each other, Ken said he said that he asked for clarification. He said, "You mean like physically, like present in the physical?" He is such a liar, y'all, and he's a manipulator. There is nothing that I like about this guy. He is giving me Martell's Paramore vibes. Ken was on the prowl for Trish, and now he's trying to keep Trish away from her husband. Even if Trish and Marquez decide not to be together and go their separate ways, there are things that they still have to handle as husband and wife, because that's what they are, husband and wife, just to make it right for their family moving forward. More reality show says it's so disrespectful and a lot missing. But what they did on IG, Trish allowing Ken to disrespect him or outing him was crazy. And yes, it was. So let's go ahead and get into that, because this is courtesy of Chit Chat with QT. Chit Chat with QT broke this. Someone sent this to her in her DMs. And so this is a viewer. And after reading this, y'all, I'm like, this person got to know Trish in some kind of way for Trish to feel comfortable with revealing this to someone in her DMs, especially if it's a stranger. So the person said, "You started the ish by trying to ruin him on national TV for a storyline." Trish replied and said, "No, I didn't. We agreed that we was going to stick to the basics and get a bag." She said, "We agreed that we were going to stick to the basics and get a bag." But remember, Marquez said that in his interview with Carlos and Dr. Heavenly, he said that Trish and Ken had already been filming for 2 months. And I'm not clear on who asked him, who invited him to film. Or like, well, he did say that his son was telling him that production was questioning them as if they were trying to get them to say something bad about their dad, or to say that their dad wasn't there. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, out of all the details that we have so far from all three sides, I do not believe that Marquez is an absent father. I believe what Marquez said, that he moved away to Atlanta. Another issue that I don't know why people are tripping off of, as if all parents and all kids live in the same state. Like, that's normal. You can still take care of your kids and live in a different state. You can still take care of your kids and live in a different city. It happens all the time. That's normal. That's nothing to rant and rave about or to go on about. As long as that man is taking care of his kids and he's in his kids' life, it doesn't matter if he lives out the country. Like, he did say that at one point he moved to Baltimore for a high paying job. And I believe this was early on in their marriage. Okay, so it wasn't a big deal then. Why are we making it a big deal now? Like, why are we trying to cover Ken? Why are we trying to cover Ken? Like, Jesus. What you say, Jake? What? Did white people conquer the world? Child, we did too. I don't know what you mean, but we conquered the world too, child. I'm still conquering the world. I'm still conquering the world. So yeah, Trish said no, she didn't. That they agreed. What they we agreed that we was going to stick to the basics and get a bag. He started saying weird ish first. No, he didn't, because on the show we actually see Ken again sitting at the table with everybody talking about, because I'm a man. I take care of everything. And then he stated that, he doesn't think it's jealousy, but if you can't level up to the situation, and Marceau cut him off. I wish Marceau would have let him keep talking. But that's where the weird stuff came from. So if y'all agreed to get on this show and just stick to the basics, I don't think that was part of the basics. Y'all were insulting the man. Y'all said that y'all lied and said that y'all didn't see each other until 2021, 2022. Y'all lied. Ken lied and said that there was never any in-depth conversations, that they didn't want anything. They weren't trying to be involved on that level until 2021. And that was a lie. That comes from both of their mouths. Hey, Vivian Allen. Marquez moves to Atlanta because his wife is seeing Martell and Ken. at the same time. He just couldn't. That's what he said. He couldn't take it. And I don't know why everyone thinks that's an issue. Look, I actually know a man in real life that went through something similar to Marquez, but on a little deeper level. And my friends are involved in the situation, and they do not understand why he wasn't seeing his kids regularly as he should have. But I'm like, you got to look at the situation. How did it happen? We have to think about what he experienced too. So those other two that actually ended up getting together, like Trish and Ken, they need to work that out. They need to fix that. They cannot blame everything on him as if it's all totally his fault, because if you ask me, I believe the fault in this situation belongs to Trish and Marquez equally. This is their marriage. This is their marriage. And I believe that both of them are at fault for the consequences. Roz Thompson. Hey, Roz Thompson. Was Stormi and Martell in on the plot with the Three Stooges to get the bag? That's what I'm getting to, Roz. You are so smart. So that's what I'm asking. Did Trish expose this? And if y'all don't know what this is the video that I uploaded on last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, where I realized that Stormi and Martell, this is a little plot that I think they got together. Because remember when we were first introduced to Trish, she was going to Stormi's house, right? There were rose petals on the floor. And Stormi was supposed to be asking Trish and Martell to be models in her Galentine event. Why she needed them there, I don't know. Because there could have been a phone call. There could have been a text. And they could have met at the Galentines at the rehearsal or whatever to practice for rubbing oil on each other. However, what I think it was, I think Stormi and Martell cooked this up together. And I actually think Ken is blindsided by that because he didn't know this was going on too. Now, whether Trish is aware of what Stormi and Martell's plan was, I don't know. But like I said, it's odd for Trish and Ken to be there. They're not connected to the Core Six in any way. They're connected to Stormi. And now Stormi is talking about leaving the show. And I think this is why Stormi is talking about leaving the show. Because it's from my observation, Stormi let Martell get her to plot this little scheme with him because he wanted to get one of his women on the show to face off with Melody. That's what I think, because Martell thinks weird. Martell is not himself, honey. That man's mind is gone somewhere else to another planet. Hey, CEO Financial Queen. Ray Charles could see that this was a slow plot by these two numbnuts. Exactly. Stormi has plotted with the entire cast. Yep. And that's why she's over there on TikTok talking about, y'all know that show I used to be on? I'm leaving that show. No, sis. Stay here and finish it. You started it. Stay here and finish it. And y'all, what else let me think something is going on behind the scenes is the way that Carlos and Dr. Heavenly, like, why would y'all interview Marquez? Like, he ain't a major cast member. But I think that even they were like, no, something ain't going on. Something ain't right here. We're hearing Trisha's story. We're hearing Ken's story. And they can't even get the dates right. The dates are always switching from on screen to in their interviews. Let's get the husband in here and see what's really going on. Stormi is leaving the show because the plot backfired. That's right, Vivian. She sure is. Tusi said, I agree. Stormi wanted to get a lick in on Mel. Come on, Tusi. Before she exit left. Y'all are on it. I am so glad I got the right group over here. I'm so glad I got the right group over here because, baby, everyone has been blowing my mind all week. I'm like, baby, these ladies only see muscles because this dude is a whole man slaw. He's a whole man slaw. Ain't no good in him. Trish was blindsided too. I think so too, Mo Reality. I think Trish was blindsided too. She had her story for how she knew Martell, but didn't expect to be blasted about how she knew Martell. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. Lovejoy says Stormi and Martell are working towards getting cold slop on the show. They brought trash on knowing that she was married, yet introduced her side dude into the scene. Then Trash was assigned to hotel. Y'all are tripping me out with Trash. I'm gonna have to start using that name, Trash. Trish is a round the way chick. Yes, she doesn't care. And y'all, all of that, he wasn't there for me when I lost my parents. Y'all, the information is online. Her father passed away in July 2012. 6 months after that was what, January 2013, when her mom passed away. Okay, you didn't meet Ken until 2015, 2016. So how are we using that as the plot for the demise of your marriage? It just isn't adding up. It just isn't adding up. But I absolutely think that all of this backfired. This was storm. It was not hard to see that at all. It was not hard to see that at all. As soon as Martell walked in Stormy's house, I was like, oh, so this is what we doing. This is what this is. Yeah, that's what that was. But Ken was blindsided, yes, and Trish was blindsided. And I think Marquez came in and set it off. He really helped the story to crumble. But I'm glad we were able to get his side, because on the show, Ken and Trish were making it seem as if Marquez hadn't been around in 5 years. When in actuality, if you follow the timelines from all of their mouths, Martell has only, well, not Martell, Lord Jesus, Martell, Marquez, Marceau, all these Mars, Maurice, but Marquez has only been in Atlanta for a year and a half, and that's what he said when he was talking to Marceau. He had only been in Atlanta for a year and a half, and Atlanta is what, 2.5 hours away from Huntsville. Like, that ain't nothing. We drive that on the way to work, sitting in traffic. Like, come on. And everybody just blowing up, and Ken sitting over there talking about, I'm a man. I take care of everything. You have to take care of everything, because that's the only way you can keep that woman from depending on her husband to take care of everything. And that started with that trip to Florida, when Tricia asked Marquez to go half with her on the house rental to go to their daughter's recital in Florida. And then Ken went on and put up all the money to pay for the whole thing, because he knew that there was no way he could be there in that house with that woman and her husband at that time. These folks think we have blinders on. Like, these folks think we are boo boo the fool. Lovejoy says, now Hotel has an excuse because he can say that everybody else asides have been on the show. Right, huh? Everybody else sides have been on the show. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be more development to this story than this. I know at the reunion, I hope we could get like a very clear timeline, because I want to get all three of them on the sofas together, Ken, Trish, and Marquez, because separate in interviews and separately in scenes, I want the whole story to come together all at one time. Then I want to see how Ken and Trish are gonna respond, because they were off the chain last weekend on Instagram just because Marquez came out and told the truth. Like, I'm like, dude, y'all some bullies, y'all some grown behind bullies, especially after hearing him say that he and Ken got into an altercation at Black during homecoming. More Reality says that Marquez is suspect too, but definitely more credible than Trish. Girl, look, listen, More Reality. That dude want to be on this show. That's why he keeps shouting out Melody Shari, y'all. That's why I made that my meme, because I'm like, baby, Marquez wants to be on this show. He is not trying to let this show go. Like the scene where he was crying those tears, y'all. I was like, come on, dude. You really put in that work. Hey, Pamela Nichols. Pamela says Stormy have a good life, and this is exactly why trifling. Yep, Martell can't be trusted with his broke and disgusted. Absolutely, y'all. This dude, they've been divorced for years. 4 years. I don't want to know nobody like that. Not I don't want to know nobody like that. Not a man, not a woman, not a nothing, not a friend. I don't want to know anyone like that. And it's crazy. Hey, the alley cat. How you doing? Make sure y'all click the like button on your way in here. Exit out the chat. You could click the like button and come on back in. The alley cat was telling Vivian that you are right. All things point to Stormy trying to hurt Mel. Yes, I just don't get it. Just leave Mel alone. She's not thinking about them. Exactly. Hey, May May, how you doing? Thank y'all for coming in and joining me tonight. I just didn't have time to do a video. And I was like, look, let me just go live. Let me just go live with my slides and get this on out there because the world, everybody needs to know the truth. Ken is a manslaw. He's nothing to praise. He isn't anything to worship. If paying the bills floats your boat, then that's you. Paying the bills doesn't float my boat because I pay my own bills. I pay bills too. So that doesn't do anything for me. For me, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to pay the doggone bills, especially if you're talking about you the head of household. More reality says, yeah, I think it may be bigger than a check for Marquez. I think it's more notoriety. Yes, because you see him over there on Instagram, and I ain't knocking him because if I had the opportunity, I would be promoting too. But it's just some of the things that he does is just like he keeps shouting out Melody Shari out because he want the millimeters to be on his side, honey. That's why he keeps shouting out Melody Shari. Oh, typo. Okay, got you, May May. But yeah, Ken is a manslaw. I am sick of hearing everybody praising this dude. Oh, he paid the bills. Oh, he's a good guy. No, he is not. Did y'all listen to his words in that interview? Go watch the interview. Pause and rewind. Pause and rewind. Because he is telling on himself in the doggone interview. Ken tells on himself in that interview. That man said that he scoped out Tricia's page. I went through her page. This is what he said. I did my due diligence. I went through her page. I saw the guy. Not I saw her husband. This man said I saw the guy. And just like Martell's paramour, Trish needs to realize that this relationship with Ken is not about her. This relationship with Ken is all about his ego proving to that woman's husband that he could have her like he said. That's what this is about. Yes, Stormy is a snake. Yes, but Mel is going to fix her business on the girls' trip. I sure hope so, and I can't wait to watch that. I got it recording because I'm gonna watch that, honey. I hope they don't leave that part on the editing floor. Me too. I hope they don't leave it on the editing floor either. I don't want to see it as no digital exclusive on YouTube. I want to see it on the screen. More reality says, listen, Mel is the star. Like her or not, you can see it in the faces of the cast when she walks into a room. That's the truth. Because you know what? We can see it on our screens too, Mo. And that's why these people be out here in these comments looking weird, barking and sounding like bulldogs, fussing about what that lady got going on. Because just like the cast member see it when she walk into the room, they see it too on their screens. Hey, Kendria, how are you? Oh, you late to the party, but hey, we still here. We still rolling. Make sure y'all hit that like button so this can share out to other people and they'll know how we roll over here in the kingdom. But yeah, so that's what Ken said. He said he did his due diligence. He checked Tricia out, and he also said that Tricia never hid her marriage. That's what he said. Tricia never hid her marriage. That's what he said. But when Marceau questioned them at the table, he told them Marquez said there was a pre-relationship. Ken and Tricia said, but it wasn't. So everything that y'all just described wasn't a relationship. You and the man knew each other since 2015, 2016. Y'all were DMing each other back and forth. That's a relationship. Marquez saying that he had an altercation with Ken because he had to tell him to stop messaging his wife. He was messaging what he wanted to do to Trish. That's a relationship. Then Marceau hit him with, how long have y'all known each other? Guess what Kid and Trish said, y'all? Two, like roughly two, based on how long we've been together. Two what? They couldn't say 2 years because it's a lie. They could not say 2 years. And then based on how long we've been together. So Marceau had to come right back at him with 2 years. And Ken said, we've known each other longer than that. Now we starting to get the truth to come out. And so Marceau said, how long is longer than that? I'm so proud of Marceau in this scene. I'm so proud of Marceau. Marceau said, how long is longer than that? Ken said, like, physically, like, presently in the present sense. No, manipulator. We talking about like forever. How long have y'all known each other? Already trying to conjure up his lies. And Marceau told him no. Y'all, Marceau is good for some when he doing his good, when he doing the Lord's work. He's good for some. And if you don't know, my two favorite people on this show is Melody and Marceau, because they are the only two that can handle themselves in any situation. They don't need a man corner. Ken said, we talked on social media. Now, I wonder if they thought they were going to come on this show and just be able to play out the narrative that they came up with on their own without being questioned about who they are, where they're from. Like, they never watched reality TV. Because even if the cast don't do it on Love and Marriage Huntsville, guess who's going to do it? We are. we gonna find out. Tricia said Marquez was going to leave in 2019. She said that Marquez was going to leave a year before he actually left. She said he was going to leave in 2019. And so Marquez said, remember Marquez said that he moved upstairs in October 2020. So he never left. He just went upstairs. That's all he did was went upstairs. And then Marquez said that he moved around the corner in July 2021. So my thing is, while Ken was sitting there talking about Marquez had been gone, oh, that's what Ken said. He said that when he would leave, we would talk. When he would come back, she would stop talking to me. But I'm like, when? Because he never left. The dude literally didn't leave until you came into the household, till you came into the picture. So they didn't even have their storyline together. They didn't even have their narrative wrapped up. Mo said, Ken is insecure. That's it, Mo. About the relationship, all sides be at the same time, feels validated. She chose him, but like Ari, when they divorce, the thrill will be gone. It sure will. I don't even think Trish wants a divorce, because for me, I think this was literally just a marriage that was just having marital problems. Marquez even said in his interview that they didn't have no infidelity and all that going on. As far as he knew, they didn't have all of that going on. He said that for him, the problem in his marriage was between he and Trish, how they communicated, or the lack thereof, the lack of communication between the two of them. Marquez says Trish blows up. Ken said Trish blows up. The son even said that sitting on the couch talking to Tricia when he said he calms you down. I'm glad that you're not like upset like that anymore. I'm just paraphrasing. Hey, daughter of Israel, how you doing? Hey, Lois, welcome to the chat. Martell is really a pathetic man. Absolutely. He just won't move on and leave Melody alone. The woman is done with him, period. She's done with him. We're done with him. I just want that man to go get his life together. That's all I want. I just want him to go get his life together. I want to see everybody get themselves together. I don't want to see people crashing out the way that he's doing. Hey, Renee, how you doing? Ken may have been referring to when Marquez was out of town for work. That's what I said. I actually put that on one of my slides, Renee. I said, and I'm not talking about when he was driving trucks for Lockheed Martin. Y'all, I'm so glad y'all are on it, because like I've just been seeing the craziest stuff all week. I'm like, look, baby, these men know how to get these ladies, because all they gotta do is flex a muscle, baby. Them ladies ain't thinking about nothing but muscles. Oh, and you pay the bills. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, Mitzi, welcome to the chat. Hey, Brenda, how you doing? Brenda said, yes, Stormi and Martell were in on the plot. That episode where Martell comes to Stormi's house and Trish was already there said it all for me. Absolutely. And that's what I did my video on. Let me show y'all the video again. Let me pull up my video again. Let's say it, where I was talking about Stormi plotting with Martell to bring Trish onto the show. It was so obvious. Like I told Stormi, I was like, girl, y'all can't even act. Like this was a brainless plot. This was a mindless plot. This didn't even make sense at all. I would never have agreed to do that. Hey Renee, Lois, what you say? Love my commentary. Thank you so much, Lois. I love talking to y'all. It is so fun talking to y'all. I mean, I'm telling y'all, I really enjoy this more than just doing my videos. Let me tell y'all about my live schedule that I just put together. I posted it on the community tab. So tonight is a special night. I just decided to go live tonight because I've been busy all week. I didn't have time to produce a video. But tomorrow night, we will be going live tomorrow. Let me pull up my little slide for y'all so y'all can see. Tomorrow night, we will be going live tomorrow for I will be going live every Sunday evening. I'll be going live every Sunday evening to do a recap of the show, the night before. So tomorrow we'll be doing a recap of tonight's show. We'll be doing that live. Then on Monday, I need y'all to remember on Monday starts our first Mindset Monday, and the topic is bitterness. So what I want y'all to do is like if you have your, if you maybe have had a testimony or an experience with bitterness, like just share, even if it's in the chat. You don't even have to come up and talk. But I just want to talk about bitterness because I see a lot of bitterness surrounded this show that's on the cast and that's out here in the comments with us. And I'm telling y'all, like, oh my God, just the tone of bitterness. Like, first of all, our age group, like we should be past that. We should be past that. We should know how to manage emotions. We should know how to manage feelings. And those things are a hindrance in our lives. That's Martell's issue. Martell is bitter. Martell is bitter. When I went back and looked online at all of the things that Holt and Holt did as a business, Martell is bitter, y'all. He is. And you know what? Shoot, he has a reason to be mad and bitter with himself. Not anyone else, but himself. The alley cat said, I think because Ken, Trish, and Marquez is not telling the truth is why we're all confused. Yes. Not knowing they have the plot. Yes, they watch the show, and everyone except Mel and Martell gives the basics. Yes, absolutely. Hey, Tusi, yes, bitterness. That's going to be Monday's topic, bitterness. That's our first Mindset Monday. Renee said, I'm definitely going to be checking for you. Love you. Thank you so much, Renee. I love having you here. Yes, Tusi Martell is pathetic, y'all. I try to tell him off every time I see him in the comments. And we know he isn't. He's hard headed. He isn't going to take heed to anything that anyone says because he has a one track mind right now. He has a one track mind. He sees Melody as the reason for everything that's happened to him. And, Martell know that ain't true. He just one of those people that needs someone to blame outside of him. Hey, Ruth. Ruth said, I think they have all been sent by Martell. Ruth Martell is the puppet master. You see my picture there? People out here talking about Carlos King. Baby, y'all got to watch that Martell. Even though we know he isn't as clever as, he would like to think he is. But girl, these people that he's puppeteering, girl, where are their brains? They are brainless. Everybody, listen, y'all, everybody sitting at that table last week with Ken and Trish. Before they got on Ken and Trish, and they were talking about Sonny and Moses, everybody at that table was repeating all of Destiny's words as if they were true. I'm like, y'all got to be mindless to be sitting here repeating Destiny's words about Sonny and Moses. Tisha up there talking about, yeah, because Sonny and Moses have been practicing. They've been practicing what? Like, girl, I can't believe these people are believing what Martell and Destiny say. Mo says, yeah, he got caught up and forgot who was really running the show, manipulated Mel into believing he was giving and doing more than what he was. And we could see that all through season 1 and season 2, more reality. We sure can. I actually watched one scene where Melody after Melody had Sugar Mama. And she was getting into acting and doing plays and stuff, and she stopped by the office. Girl, Martell could not handle that office. He was sitting there with them papers trying to convince her to just come in for at least 3 hours per day. Melody said, I just had a baby and got up and walked out of there. Exactly right, daughter of Israel. Get rid of the entire cast except Mel, yes, because they give nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. I still don't know why Stormi and Courtney was on this show. We saw more about Stormi's family than we saw about Stormi. I girl, we still don't know nothing about Stormi and Courtney's marriage. And this is Love and Marriage Huntsville. We still don't know anything about their marriage. Everything that I've learned about their marriage has been on the internet. They didn't even show anything on the show at all. So that's why it was super weird. My antenna was already up when they brought Trish on the show. My antenna was already up. I was like, I don't like this. And then seeing Trish and Ken together, and then to learn that she wasn't divorced, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wait till this story develops more before I even say a word about them. Yeah, so Ken is manslaughter, and like y'all say, Trish is trash. And Marquez, we still got the question mark over our head until we could get all three of them on the sofa together. That's what I'm holding out for. All three of them on the sofa together. Edwina Price says Ken versus Marquez. Ken is a bully, with a big body, but don't underestimate Marquez. He has a way with words and sounds very intelligent. Edwina, have you read Marquez's stories over there on his Instagram page? My daughter was like, he's intelligent. Marquez got them words for you, girl. CEO Financial Queen said no. Knows that Sasquatch was on that show to overthrow Mel. I need confirmation that she's gone. That's confirmation that she's gone. Because y'all know that show. Y'all know that show that I used to be on, girl. Ashley Grayson Jr. That's who she is. She's Ashley Grayson, another questionable Facebook entrepreneur. And that's in my opinion. Brenda said the entire cast, or at least the men on Love and Marriage Huntsville, know all about Trish and Martell. But definitely Stormi and Courtney. Definitely Stormi and Courtney. Absolutely. And y'all know that scene where Martell was talking about being in Trish's DMs. They were outside, and Marceau said, "Oh, Martell was a married man in 2020. He wasn't in nobody's DMs in 2020. Marceau was being sarcastic. He was being sarcastic. Yes, you pay attention. Yes, Edwina, his words, like, yeah, Marquez is intelligent. He really is. I think he's nervous, like when maybe like when he's in an interview or when he's being questioned. One thing I think he was really nervous about was if Trish said that they were just trying to get to the bag, they were supposed to stick to the basics. I think he was concerned about like overthrowing the narrative of baby. The narrative went straight out the window as soon as Heavenly and Carlos got him comfortable because they wanted to know all the mess anyway. And I did too. I want to know too. Daughter of Israel said, "You're right. I don't think they are married, all those lawsuits, and you're still purchasing stuff and putting it in your name. They can't be married." I saw some wedding photos, but that's all I saw. That's all I saw. We don't know anything else about them. Hey, singer. I am still wondering when Martell and Stormi became friends. At their reunion when Martell told Stormi, what he tell Stormi about Mel? Retreat now. Retreat now. Mel brought Stormi on by recording her first song, Martell hated at Stormi's house. Yet it was said Stormi knew side chick. Yes, she did. Yep, she absolutely did and does. She absolutely does. And then single, she tried to say that she tried to act like that she didn't know the Paramore, but till the Paramore came out on her page, it said Stormi better shut up. I'ma tell everything. And then she also said that oh yeah, I told Mel, I said, by the way, I know her. I know her. I hope that's not a problem. Girl, that was a lie. Melody said in her interview with the Ooh Ladies First panel that she didn't know until we all heard it. If you ask me, I'm gonna tell y'all who are the same kind of liars. For me, Stormi, Destiny, and Letitia and Martell. All four of them are the same kind of liars. I don't care what nobody say. Those four are the same kind of liars. Imani said Martell is a 15, 16 disturbed adolescent. Yeah, 15-year-old, 16-year-old disturbed adolescent in a 45-year-old body. That revenge fee is what boys do on Mad Day. Ooh, yes. Tell everything plus lie. Yes, it is. That revenge fee, it sure is what boys do on Mad Day. It absolutely is. And Georgia, y'all know Georgia just strengthened their laws on that too because of Mad Day. because of guys getting upset with their exes and doing revenge fee. Yep. Hey, she loves the truth. I'm glad you joined us in the chat. Stormy was 4 years late and a dollar short. Male, do not care. And in that order, and in that order, absolutely in that order. Stormy husband seems a little left behind to me. Like what's going on with him for real? We literally know the most we've heard from Courtney is when Stormy showed him the video about Martell being arrested. And Courtney jumped up on the bed. Yeah, she did that. She did that to him. I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, okay, the whole Huntsville is just lost it. That's the most we've heard from Courtney. Hey, Latanya, thank you for joining us in the chat. Yep, I will be packing my stuff and I will be moving to another town because it don't make sense. Stupidity, black. Yep, exactly. Yes. Hey, Elaine, how you doing? Good evening to you too. Thank you for joining us in the chat. She loves truth was saying, yeah, he be on Pluto. Hey, LH, I'm glad you joined us tonight. Okay, you shipped them to Dayton, Ohio. Yes. Yes, and that's where Ken is from too, y'all. That's what LH was talking about last week. Last Sunday, LH was talking about Ken is from Dayton, Ohio, just like the Paramore. Mm, just like the Paramore. I'm glad we heard Marquez's story too. I sure am because it helped put a lot of things together. Ken and Trish sitting at that table. When did y'all? When? How long y'all know? Oh well, it was like we didn't meet until we've known each other 2 years. But we saw each other at the gym, girl. So y'all known each other since like 2018, 2019. But then came out and said, oh, it was like 2015, 2016. Liars. Girl, just gonna say you started a whole affair on your husband. Just gonna say it like that. LH said, brainless indeed. Yes, to listen to anything and repeat anything that Destiny says as if it's the truth. The alley cat says, I think it's going to be even more done. We just haven't seen it yet. Yes. Like this girls' trip. This girls' trip. I can't wait to see how this all work out on this girls' trip. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that Dr. Shanita went too. I'm glad Dr. Shanita went. I sure am, baby. Cause I hope that was the way the edit looks is as if she was telling Melody, I told you don't trust her, don't trust Tisha. And y'all, Tisha want to be vindictive so bad, but she doesn't even have a good follow through with it. She can't follow through with trying to be vindictive. She can't even do that. Juice and tea with TB. Courtney is giving big doofus. Yes, something. He's giving us something right. He is giving us something. I don't know what it is, but like it would not bother me if Stormy and Courtney leaves the show. It would not bother me to not see Destiny anymore. It would not bother me to not see. We could keep Melody and Marceau. We could make Marceau's wife a friend of the show. But I think we need to bring in some new people. I really think we need to bring in some new people. I feel like we started with the Fletcher story and it just abruptly cut off. It abruptly shut down. Like I don't know what's going on with these storylines and with production. But listen, y'all, I remember Sunny saying in her interview with Queen Sheba that she was the story producer. I think she said 2021, 2022, if I'm correct. And y'all, when I go back and watch those seasons, I'm like, yeah, baby, we need her back on that story producer because she kept the storylines together, baby. They lined up, and there's a lot that was actually revealed on the show. For instance, Martell's whole entire plot, which we've actually seen play out through the courts and stuff. Martell planned that on the show. I can't wait for me. I'm dropping that video soon because Chris Fletcher was in an interview saying, I hope, I don't think Martell would plan something like that. I'm like, bro, he playing that season 2, episode 11. I can even pinpoint it to the episode. Told us step by step what he was going to do, and he has done it. Yes. She Loves Truth says Tisha said they were hanging out in St. Louis, but Destiny and Sonny said they didn't hang out when she would come to say. I heard Tisha say that. And I'm like, girl, you are repeating what the heck Destiny is saying. You're literally repeating what Destiny is saying. And I think Destiny was hesitant about going on this trip because she don't want everybody together for all her stuff to come out, all the truth to come out, because we know Destiny hates facing reality. She does not like reality at all. That's right. She loves truth. Destiny can't stand reality. That's her kryptonite, reality. Destiny and Martell's kryptonite is reality. Edwina Price says Courtney just looks slow as hell. Sure, Justice J said, so what was the plot? I'm sorry, I was late. So let me run you back through it, Justice. You ain't late. You ain't late. Let me run you back through it, girl. Let me run you back through it. Basically, Ken is manslaughter. That's the plot. Ken is manslaughter. Ken is a manslaughter. So let me go to, I don't know if you were able to see Chit Chat with QT's breaking news on yesterday. So y'all make sure y'all go to her channel to get the full scope of it. I've left the link in the description box for y'all already. But Chit Chat with QT got a message from one of her subscribers. And it was in her DMs, and this was a message that the subscriber had with Tricia. And so the subscriber told Tricia, you started the ish by trying to ruin him on national TV for a storyline. Talking about Trish was trying to ruin Marquez for a storyline. And Trish responded saying, no, I didn't. We agreed that we was going to stick to the basics and get a bag. So from Trisha's message, it sounds like Trish, Ken, and Marquez like had this narrative going just to be on the show. But what I think it is, I think Trish and Ken had the narrative going because remember, Carlos said in his interviews with them that they actually did casting videos. I don't think Marquez did because I think the thing was they were trying to get Marquez to come onto the show because Marquez said that the producer, I believe he said the producer Brian talked with him and that's what convinced him to come on because he was like, y'all already been recording, y'all already been filming for 2 months. I don't know what y'all out here saying. So according to Trish's message right here, or as everybody call her Trash, it sounds like that they agreed to just come on the show and get the bag, and they had their own narrative that they were going to stick to. She said then he started saying weird ish first, and no, he did not. What I guess the weird ish that he was saying is the truth that he told in his interview because remember they went off on him on Instagram last weekend. But that the weird ish started with the manslaughter, Ken. The weird ish started with him when they were at the table with everyone. Remember Ken said this because I'm a man. I take care of everything. And then he said that I don't he was telling Marcel, I don't think that he's jealous. I think it's just that well, you can't level up to a situation. And y'all remember Melody said, whoop. So the narrative is that manslaughter right here. He thought he was gonna come on this show and create this narrative like he's the good guy, like Stevie J now. But Marquez busted that thing wide open when he did his interview with Carlos King and Dr. Heavenly. Trish and Ken couldn't take it. They went off on him on Instagram. And now somebody is in Trish's doggone DMs confronting her about it. And be sure to click the link in the description box to go to Chit Chat with QT because she said we could do this. Just shout her out. And y'all know I'm always gonna shout out everybody over here. I ain't like that. It's not that deep for me, honey. But make sure y'all check out Chit Chat with QT because she could give y'all the full scope of it. But yeah, someone was in Trisha's DMs. And I can't believe I think this has to be like someone that Trish know. I'm thinking like maybe someone like from around Huntsville. Because why would she feel comfortable with revealing that they had a storyline to get a bag and that Marquez went rogue? He didn't stick to the plan. It has to be somebody that they know from Huntsville. Like, I just can't imagine her telling it like me, a stranger, go in her inbox with this, and she said, nah, this is somebody that she has to know. Has to be somebody that she know. Yes, Renee, Ken Slaw. Yes, Ken Slaw. Yes, ma'am. Ken Slaw. Imani says Stormy has never added value to this show or in the business world ever. Ever. Y'all, what was that thing with her family being on the show? Wasn't that weird? I was like, what we could do without that? Why did we need her family on this show? We don't even know anything about you and your husband, first of all, Ashley Grayson Jr. More Reality said, am I the only one that like Marcel? Mo, you didn't hear me say I only like my favorite two people on this show is Melody and Marceau. I think he's funny. Yes, he is funny. Another thing is Melody and Marceau interact so well with each other because honestly, they really process things similarly. Marceau just likes to be a jerk. He's just gonna be a jerk. I don't like the teaching moments he always feel the need to have, but I laugh at him. Yeah, he want to teach. He didn't want Lou to teach him. I want Lou and Tiffany back on the show so bad, y'all. Oh my God, I want Lou and Tiffany back on the show so bad. It was as if Lou was the only guy that would break up that junk between all the guys. This is like Lou was the wild card amongst the guys. I want them back on the show so bad. Juicy T with TB was telling you, Edwina, you didn't see her message, so I'm gonna read it to you. Yes, he does. Slow as hell. Renee Garner said, yep. Ken Slaw. I'm gonna call him Man Slaw. Cause we're gonna need to use that name for a few other men that's on this show in a little bit with the way things are going. The Alley Cat was saying that, see, Justice, the Alley Cat was talking to you too. I'm going to read it for you. Had a plot to come on the show just to get a bag. Trish was arguing. Yes, thank you to Alley Cat for the breakdown. Thank you. She loves truth. Says that I'm trying to figure out what bag because we hello. Girl, y'all are on it tonight. Y'all are on it. Because we all heard Carlos don't really pay a lot right. I thought about that. I was like, get to the bag. Get to the bag. They said 2,500 per episode, and y'all not even on every episode. How many episodes have they been on this season so far? What? Stormy's Galentine. The table tasting that was this past weekend. When they first came on, they had that weird filter around Ken that was so unnecessary. Trish has actually been on the show more than Ken has, so maybe she's playing the Scots game where one of them at least get on the episode. she's using the Scots format, the Scots blueprint. That part, Trisha got mad because he spoke his truth. Absolutely. And then that thing come out of her. Baby, that thing came out of her on Instagram, honey. Yes, Mel and Marceau. Yes, they absolutely are. They are good TV. And you know what? Out of everyone on this cast, if we go back to season 1, episode 1, and just think all the way up to today, mentally, Melody and Marceau are the only ones that are developing on this show. Kimmy, we lost her. Like, Kimmy is no longer Kimmy anymore. I call her Gone Girl, like the movie Gone Girl. Kimmy's not there anymore. It's like I don't know, it's like she's allowed the Scots to influence her. And see, I don't like people like that. You should be able to be yourself no matter what and no matter who you're around. I don't like people that are easily influenced, easily molded and cultivated into something else that they're not. I don't like that. Tiffany is weird. Yeah, but you know what? I like Lou. Tiffany is weird, but I like Lou. And you know what? The kind of drama that Tiffany brought to the show is like reality TV drama. You know what I'm saying? Like when she was questioning Sheree, that's something that I'm used to seeing like in reality TV. So I think Tiffany actually played that role very well. Now I think that's Tiffany for real. I don't think it was a role. I don't think it was a role at all. But like she brought good drama. if there's a such thing as good drama. Like it's not really any harm drama, like some shade, like some girl you can't read the room kind of drama. Shirley James said Marceau is the most likable man on that show. Sometimes I just don't like some of the things he say, especially about Mel. Exactly, Shirley. And I, even though Tisha is not one of my favorites, never been on my list of favorites from day one, I do not like the way he handles Tisha on a national TV show because I just don't see her handling him that way. I don't like that, but I am going back because I have been going back watching earlier episodes because I'm gonna do a breakdown on Tisha and Marceau from what we've seen of them on the show so far. And y'all, if y'all go back and look, Marceau has always called out Tisha for the way she brings discord to her relationships. He actually flat out said it to her that way in the scene with Tisha. You don't think that you bring a lot of negativity and discord to your relationships? I can't wait to drop that video for y'all. Edwina said, I come here to get my. Oh, thank you, Edwina. I'm so glad you come here to get your updates. I enjoy having you here. L. Harrison said, gone, girl. Yes, hilarious. Like, Kimmy was just one of those people, like, she was going to be hurt no matter what. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Even if she was being mean or if she was being messy, like that's Kimmy. You can't mold her into not being Kimmy. She was Kimmy with Tisha. She was Kimmy with Mel. She was Kimmy with Maurice. She was Kimmy with everybody. Now, baby, she's just, I don't know who she is. She's digressed. Kendra said, yes, they're the only two that understood the assignment. Absolutely. They are the only two that understood the assignment. I might need to call in one day to fully explain, but Mel and Marceau have a good TV chemistry. They are similar and they understand how to make good moments. It's not. Do you want to explain now, my reality? I could drop a link now. Just let me know if y'all want me to drop the link so y'all could come up here and explain, honey. She Loves Truth says Sonny was her producer. Oh, was who? Destiny's producer? Sonny was whose producer? Tisha? Hey, Rose, I'm glad to see you back here again. Good evening to you too. Mel overly shades more so, I think, to help, yes, to help Tisha out. Tisha sees their chemistry and hates when Marceau sides with Mel. That's why Tisha is jealous of Mel. That's it. All right there in a nutshell, more reality. Absolutely. And there's something else that I'm researching that I think will resolve all of this. She tried to ruin my marriage. There's something else that I'm looking into, and I'll probably go live and talk about that. We'll probably go live and talk about that instead of doing a video. I'm enjoying these lives, y'all. I'm enjoying lives more than videos. But videos, I do the videos because some things it just takes me time to research, and I could do that over some days versus, trying to gather everything together for a live. Y'all, Rose is saying, hey to y'all in Money and May May. I'm all up in everybody's business. Drop the link. Here you come. Here it come. Here it come. There you go, Mo. I dropped it. And y'all, multiple people could come up here, honey. I could get up to 10 people on here at one time now. How tissue know everybody else business but her own with them cereal box degrees? Yeah, she know everybody business, don't she? She even knew Tiffany business. What did she say about Tiffany and Lou? Like they were having problems in their marriage and ain't nobody heard nothing like that. Tiffany before Destiny, absolutely. Melody sneaky, but try to play innocent. She don't try to play innocent, and she isn't sneaky. Like everything is out front, it's out up in the open. What Melody isn't is manipulative, and she isn't a liar like the rest of the cast. It's just out front. For instance, everybody's been on TikTok talking about Melody is messy or she's being messy when she was asking Kimmy, are you okay? Woosah, Kimmy. the Melody's being messy. I was like, girl, Melody, go. Y'all can see my comment over there too. I said, Melody, pour alcohol on that wound. Pour the whole bottle. We don't care. We don't care. Like, she doesn't have to be sneaky. And she don't have to play innocent. She just is who she is. She isn't rowdy. She isn't abrupt. She actually has poise with it. She's unlike me because I'm just gonna be rowdy with it. I'm just gonna be flat out straight up with it. But Mel say defending Tisha, but nobody talk about that. I keep saying in my head that girl don't like you at all. Kendra, you got to go back and watch my very first video where I told Tisha that. I told Tisha, I said, Melody is the only one that comes to your defense every season to your husband's face. The very first video that I uploaded, the haves and have nots. I mean, haves and have scots. Yeah, so if you go to the video list, you can scroll all the way down, and it's one of the very first videos that I uploaded, the haves and have scots. Absolutely. I'm glad you caught that because I caught that too. It's time for Mel to be everything and some more. Absolutely. I think we need some more people on this show. I'm ready to see some new people. Kimmy is only going to do projects every season. She's only going to do a project like a party or try to get some people together. I think it's absolutely weird that she wants to try to get Destiny and Melody together. Like she talking about, I think it was just a misunderstanding. Like, girl, have you not seen the interviews? Have you not seen Destiny's own Instagram page? I don't know what these people are thinking. It's like they just want to ignore the truth. They're just oblivious to everything. Hey, Marcy. No, you're not late. I'm glad you made it too. I'm glad you're here too. And since you're just not coming in, I want to see if you know what happened on if you were able to catch Chit Chat with QT on yesterday. I'm gonna give you this little update that you see here on the screen. So Chit Chat with QT, and I put the link in the description box below, so y'all could click on that link and go over there and get the full 411 from Chit Chat with QT. But a subscriber was actually in Tricia's DMs. And the subscriber told Tricia that Tricia, you started the ish by trying to ruin him on national TV for a storyline. Now, there's more to this message that Chit Chat said she wasn't going to show. I think, like some of the words was like just really, too much for her channel. And but the person was telling Tricia that she started the mess with Marquez. And Tricia said, no, I didn't. We agreed that we was going to stick to the basics and get a bag. So it just sounds like that Trisha is like exposing that it was a narrative that they all were just doing for the show to get those little checks on the episodes that they appear on. She said Marquez started saying weird-ish first, and I believe she's referring to his interview that he did with Carlos and Heavenly. So the weird-ish has to be like the truth because they still haven't refuted that. Yet they were able to get on Instagram and like demean the man and like, talk about like his sexuality and stuff. We don't know if that's true or not, but I honestly think they were just jabs. And so she was like, get your effing facts together and stay the F out of my inbox. That's what makes me think this is someone that Trisha knows. That's why I believe this is someone in Huntsville that knows them and knows what happened. Oh, yeah, you like Marceau too, Marcy. I like Marceau also. It's his negative, non-talking, educated, uneducated, jealous wife for me. Y'all are so funny. Educated, uneducated, jealous wife. Exactly. And did y'all see those clips of the girls trip where she's sitting at that table? I am trying to figure out why is Tisha laughing like that? Like it put me in mind of like a 11 or 12-year-old girl at a table full of adults, a table full of middle-aged women. I gotta watch it because I didn't like it. I was like, Tisha doesn't seem to be developing any. She doesn't seem to be developing at all. And I was upset at the beginning of this season when Marceau, got on her in the kitchen. I didn't like that he did it on TV because, to me, that's something that he could have done off screen because I just don't believe Tisha would do him like that on screen. But looking back at that, he was absolutely right when he said, we'll handle this in therapy. He told Tisha, we'll handle this in therapy, honey. So yeah, that was the news that dropped on Chit Chat with QT yesterday. And since you're just getting in here, honey, let me go on and tell you, Ken is manslaw. Ain't nothing different between him and Martell's paramour, except that he pays the bills and she don't. But Ken is manslaw. If you go back and look at his interview, he tells us how he pursued Tricia. And even though he knew Tricia was married, now he made that clear. He said Tricia never hid her marriage. He said Trisha never hid her marriage, but he said he did his due diligence. He went through Trisha's page and he saw the guy talking about her husband, Marquez. I saw the guy. Yeah, this ain't no good dude. Everybody ranting and raving over this dude because he got muscles, and I don't even like muscles. I like plush. I like something soft. She thought she ate, but she didn't. Now she seemed like she rode the short bus at classes in the trailers. Yes, in the back of the school. Yes. Yes. Hey, Hermosa. Marceau had always done Tisha like that. All she gonna do is cry in a corner when he does it, though. I know. I know. And as much as I don't care for Tisha, I despise that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Mm-mm. Embarrassing her every season since day one. She thought she ate child. She sure did. And then was sitting there, oh, Mel, don't do that, Mel. I'm like, what is wrong with Tisha? Why is she acting like that? She's laughing because she thought she one up Mel. But when Mel said, yep, Dusty. Yes. Yes. And oh my God, all of them. I didn't know Sonny was gonna be here. What does it matter? This is Mel's trip, not y'all trip. I didn't know Sonny was gonna be here. Yeah, because y'all thought y'all were gonna ambush Melody with Destiny, but Destiny was gonna be the one ambush. Destiny was gonna be the one ambush because Destiny don't want to face the facts. She don't want to face some facts of what's really going on, is what it is. And I think that that's why she was hesitant about at the table with Tisha and Kimmy. I think that's why Destiny was hesitant about going on the trip. She doesn't want to be with all of them in one big circle because she doesn't know what's gonna come out. Just like she did at Mel's Taco Tuesday with Tiffany. And Mel was trying to get Destiny to tell her why she was mad at Mel because Tisha told Melody, remember, I think you need to talk to Destiny because she was telling me that, she was kind of upset with you or whatever. I have a video on that too, y'all. What is that video called? Shoot, it's on the channel. I think that was the whatever, it's on the channel. But Destiny did not want to talk with Melody about it at that table at Taco Tuesday because there's no telling what all she said to Tisha. Destiny didn't want to talk in front of Tisha. And I think that's why she was hesitant to go on this trip because Destiny don't want the truth coming out. She's been going around lying to all these folks. And we have facts about that from just last Saturday's episode when everyone was sitting at the table at Kimmy's tasting talking about Sonny and Moses. Everything that was coming out of those people's mouths is what Destiny has said about Sonny and Moses. They've been practicing. Yeah, because Sonny and Moses been practicing. Yeah, because yeah, because they were seeing each other after the show. Girl, quit acting like y'all ain't watched these videos over here on Pop Wisdom because y'all be in the comments. And I know who you are. And I tell y'all when I know who you are. Exactly. Male trip. Right, Justine. Welcome to the chat, Justine. They only invited Destiny because Sonny was coming. Well, actually, they didn't know Sonny was coming. Tisha invited Destiny. They didn't know Sonny was coming. And even if they only invited Destiny because Sonny was coming, then good. Because it's time for Destiny to face the truth. Like, invite me to the trip. Invite me so I can sit at the table and go down the line. I will go down the line and tell every one of them about themselves. It had nothing to do with Mel. What had nothing to do with Mel Justice? I'm backstage. Oh, you are? Let me go see. Oh, girl, I see you. Let me see how I'm doing this, honey. Oh, it's gonna use that one. Oh, Mo, you have to unmute yourself.
Mm. Lord Jesus. And it's telling me you're in the show. Everybody can hear you. How
Hey,
you
Marie, I'm so glad to
doing?
have you up here, girl.
It's been a long time since I have called in to anybody. I'm a relatively new subscriber to your channel. I do enjoy your content.
Thank you
I,
so much. I'm glad to have you
yeah,
here.
yeah. My people. You kept shouting out Chit Chat, and I absolutely love her, like on a personal
Oh,
level. Like
yes.
she's a dope person. Her and Kempire are like my top two people, but
Oh, yeah. Same here. Same here. Same here.
but yeah, but no, I wanted to hear your point about you were saying about Sunny and them ambushing Mel. You
Oh,
didn't finish
about
your point. Yeah.
who was I was answering that was Justice J. Oh yeah, Destiny wrong for going Justice J, absolutely. Justice J was just saying that they only invited Destiny because Sonny was coming, but Tisha and Kimmy weren't aware that Sonny was coming because Mel hadn't told anyone that Sonny was coming. Tisha, you remember at the top of the season, Kimmy was like she was trying to get Melody and Destiny together. I think that's the
Mm,
type of time that Kimmy was on, but Tisha was on some vindictive junk because Tisha has been talking to Destiny all these seasons, and we don't know what all their conversations have been.
hmm And she said she sent her a text message, but I don't know if you saw the text. It didn't ask Mel. It just said that she was coming. And for
Right,
me,
and
I
then
just took
also,
that like it's a cash trip, so maybe nobody had a say except who has to
yeah,
say.
that's what I took it as a cash trip. I didn't care. I don't care either way.
Yeah.
But I think and like Tisha's text message it didn't show whether it was read, delivered, sent, none of that. It
hmm
was like that was cut off.
hmm And
But yeah,
she just told her, yeah, Destiny, I'm bringing Destiny.
yep, she just told her.
Tisha's very jealous of Mel to me, and again, I think the biggest reason is because she peeped Marcel and Mel's chemistry. It's very obvious.
Absolutely.
Everybody has been calling it, and then I think they go out
Hmm.
of their way. They go out of their way to shade each other because of it. But Marcel can't quite help himself. He always come back around to seeing things Mel way,
Yeah.
or standing up for her. And I know people get mad when he makes Tisha mad and make her cry, but I slick me enjoying it. I do. I don't know why. I mean, she might be a great person in real life, but on this show, I be like, oh, she gets on my nerves. She's such a
Oh my
hater.
God, yes, she does. I'm with you on that. She absolutely does. I think that I I think that I have like I just want Marceau to do better because I like Marceau. I think that's what it
Yeah.
is. I just
hmm
want him to develop, but like he has developed a lot. Actually, on the show, to me, Marceau and Melody are the only ones that have developed.
Yeah. They get a better understanding of TV and
Hmm.
from the comments and what what I'm saying and what makes moments and whatnot. In my opinion, not to say that they're inauthentic. However, I think they have learned as far as like TV and the perspectives that people are gaining from them and what they say, how to maneuver that.
Absolutely.
And that's how I look at that with them too. But I think that they are the most logical people on the show.
Absolutely. They are. They
So
absolutely are.
yeah,
Because
I
that's
agree.
my word, honey. Logical. That is my word. Because my background is in logistics. So
Okay.
I look at everything from a logical viewpoint. I
Uh-huh.
don't too much get into the emotional viewpoint. I look into it
Right.
as a logical view.
Yeah, that's me. What's your sign?
Leo.
Oh, girl, I called it. She a fire sign. That's
Yeah,
why I subscribed.
my
But I
birthday
watched
was
your
just
channel. I
on.
said she a fire
Yes. God, it's crazy how people know that. But like,
sign.
yeah,
When is your birthday?
my birthday was August 2nd, and I did a little that was when I did my first unofficial live, just to thank
Mhm.
everybody for supporting me.
Yeah. Well, happy belated birthday. My
Thank
mom was
you.
a Leo. I'm an Aries, so I know of the
Oh,
fire
you are.
signs. I do.
And you know what? I don't know much about signs, but like I could tell that you have a very cool, calm, laid back personality just by the way that you speak. So I could hear
Yeah, I
that
be
in your
chilling.
voice.
I
Yeah.
be chilling. We can turn
Yeah, I
fires.
could
We can turn
tell.
up, but it takes. It got. It's for a reason. It's never. Some people are just. Like you said, you don't get into the emotions. It's not deep or personal ever with me until it's deep and personal. But otherwise,
Hmm.
it's very like, okay, I hear what you're saying, or I can find understanding in what you're saying. So there's no
Hmm.
need for me to get upset or mad about it when you really sit and think about it and apply some critical thinking. you know.
Right. Some critical thinking. Absolutely. And Mo, I just being in this community, like I've been watching Love and Marriage Huntsville since day one. I was in these YouTube streets before the content creators even got over here, which is
Hmm.
why those of us that were here, like I've been on YouTube since YouTube has been YouTube.
Hmm.
Back before YouTube even knew what to do with YouTube. Like
Yeah.
people used to do videos like, hey, if anybody's out there, just let me know, leave a comment. We'll see if we can meet up tomorrow to talk. Like that's when YouTube was so fun. It was
Yeah.
extremely fun. But
Yeah.
that's why a lot of people don't know. And I have some content coming up on this that the Paramore is the one that introduced herself over
Hmm.
here on YouTube. Hmm.
Hmm.
We learned about the BMW and all of that from her before Tisha even said it on the show.
Yeah, because didn't she do some kind of interview or something, and that person sent it to Tasha K, or was, or I
This
don't
was
remember, but I think it was like
this was
an interview.
way before that. And that's why when Tasha K did that, I said, this is we were those of us that were on here, we were in her chat, we were in her comments telling her, this is not an exclusive. We already know this girl. She already introduced
Yeah,
herself.
no, not that official interview. I can't remember who leaked
Oh, I know
that
what you're talking about, the
recording of her,
recording.
but it was
Hmm.
like a recording of her talking.
But she
But
used to be on here with it was her and a friend.
mhm.
And I don't want to throw anything out there, but I honestly believe it was that person that releases the audios on her now.
Oh, I think you're right. I think you're right. I
And she
forgot her
used
name.
to
Yeah.
like that's what she was talking about. She was a nurse and all this, that, and the other. And we used to talk about how she talked. We used to be like, girl,
Hmm.
you sound ratchet. Like, and then that last video, the last audio, she y'all, she was imitating male's voice. Like she was trying to talk like male.
I think I remember that. I
And
think
we
I
were
remember.
telling her, yeah, like we were telling her, girl, like this is not a good look. Like you giving fatal attraction. Why are you talking like that, lady? And we didn't hear anything else from her on YouTube after that.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Yep.
remember that. Because, yeah, she was saying she was a nurse and then backtracked and was like, I was in
Mm-hmm.
school for nursing or
Yep.
something like that. But yeah, it was definitely given like she wanted that life. But that's how some people are, even in the world. It gives them
Mm-hmm.
validation of, oh, I'm able to take you from somebody, then I must be somebody. I must be that girl. You know what I'm saying? Or that guy in Ken's
That's right,
case.
Renee. I didn't want to say it, child, but that's who that was, Renee. That's who that was, Hermosa. They put it on the screen. They put it on the screen, Mo.
Oh, I
That's
see it.
who that was. Rose,
Yeah, that's who it
Rose, you
was.
fine in the bushes. You fine in the bushes. Anybody else want to come up and give us some input? Y'all, I could get 10 people up here. I told y'all need to talk to me this time. Mo, I am so glad that you came up. I am so enjoying this conversation with you. Like, you sound like the coolest person on earth, for real.
Hey,
You
listen,
do.
I'll take that. I was just sitting here chilling with my son. And I was like, oh, she live. Let me check her out. Like,
I thank y'all for
so
coming in here on this live, too.
yeah, you know what? I have had a YouTube channel for a long time too. I think since 2009.
Hmm.
I started my little YouTube, and that's where my name came from. And I was like, really into it. But then life happened. But I wish I had started it way back then, and got my feet wet in it. But seeing people like you or other new content creators coming up and what I'm saying, doing their thing, whether they're vlogging or they're doing this or whatever the case, it definitely is very inspiring. But
Good.
I guess I'm so afraid of the internet. Like, this is brave for me when I started doing like calling in. I'm scared of the internet, honey. Shoot, I got skeletons, honey.
And
I like, oh,
listen,
people, they find stuff just because they don't like what you had to say. Now they want to ruin your
yes,
life. Like, see, that's crazy.
yes. Let me tell you, Mo. This has been the most amazing group of people right here. Let me tell
Yeah.
you, I had been working. Well, I was working on my other channel, my King's Kid channel, my Kingdom Building channel. And in January, I was told to start this channel. I was like, okay, God, are you sure? So I started this channel. And when I released the videos, I tell everybody, honey, I was in a trance when I released some videos because, like you, I was scared too. I was like, I don't know. I don't know about this. But I
Yeah.
released the videos. And then the next day, I was like outside just relaxing. Like, I'll go sit outside and get some sun, get some vitamin D from the sun. And my daughter texted me my video, and I had like 158 views. I was like, what? I'm like, what? You kidding me, right? Girl, people actually listening to this? So if y'all listening, I want y'all to hear this because man, I'm telling y'all, YouTube is doing some amazing things for small and growing content creators. And
Mm.
I will be uploading a playlist where I'm showing y'all step by step what I did. So if you want to go ahead and go ahead and start thinking about your concepts and stuff for your channel. I'm telling y'all, these are the most amazing people that I've ever could have come across,
Yeah.
that could have ever fallen into my lap. By day 5, Mo, I had over 1,000 subscribers.
Wow.
I was fully
Wow.
monetized in 2 weeks.
What?
I was going to go look. I'm like, let me go see about the partner program because I wasn't thinking I was going to have any followers until next year, Mo.
Right, that's me too. It's gonna probably take,
I
a
said I
couple
probably have.
years.
I'm like, girl, I probably have like 5 followers and extra child. I just keep uploading. And when I went to look up in the dashboard, I was like, let me check my email first. I had to check my email for some reason. YouTube had already emailed me the application days before I was even eligible to be monetized.
Wow.
Yep, so I was fully monetized in 2 weeks. YouTube is doing some amazing things for small channels. And like, I want to help our communities out so much because y'all, I've literally been researching this stuff for a few years. I've
Mhm.
taken the courses and stuff like from all the big guys here on YouTube. When I tell y'all, go
Mhm.
to these people's channels, listen to what they're telling you and do it because that's all I did.
Yeah.
Go to these people's channel and do what they're telling you to do. And listen, come as you are because that's what I did. I came as I was.
That's all I got. I ain't got nothing
That's
else.
all I got. I came as I
I can't
was.
come flexing. Hey, listen.
Hey, hey, listen, I'm
What
telling
you
you,
see is
look,
what you get.
okay. This is what my 4th week, and like I'm still figuring out strategies, which is why I said this week I figured out my live strategy. So I will be going live on Sunday nights because that is comfortable for me. And then on
Mhm.
Mondays, I will have Mindset Mondays because that's comfortable for me. And then on Wednesdays, because I don't like Wednesdays, so I don't really have anything to do on Wednesdays. It's just a boring day of the week to me. So on Wednesdays, we're gonna do what I call What Up Wednesdays, where we catch up with the updates and all the happenings. Because baby, these folks are always got something going on.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna start introducing other content too, like news from that's happening like in social media, things that are
Yeah.
happening like in the world, and also some other shows like the Braxtons and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're in a good spot as far as like the content you hear and what you talk about. But I wouldn't want to get tied down to it. But even though people talk about the ratings of Love and Marriage Huntsville, it's still one of the
Hmm.
top hot topics. You know what I'm saying? That people,
Hmm.
if they don't watch the show, they still want to talk about it or hear what other people had to say about the show.
Right. And
So,
also with that, have like a spin to your content. Like what is something that you value the most? Like for me, it's mindset.
hmm,
So my spin is yes, I'm talking about this show, but we're gonna dissect these mindsets to analyze and see, like, hey, because honestly, y'all, that's what helped our brains to grow. That's what
Hmm.
help our minds to change. So, what can we analyze about this? Oh, did I have an experience like this? What testimony can I share about this? Oh, I don't. I'm a person that learn. I learn by observation. I don't
Yeah.
have to be in the situation. If I see somebody else going through, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to go through that. So, what steps did you take? So I won't take
Hmm.
those steps.
Yep.
That's where I come from with it.
Yes, yes, ma'am. No, I absolutely love that. You mentioned that earlier, and I thought that was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? To do that, to have a discussion within the discussion of, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying, the show. Like that's really really dope. And I'll definitely like put that on my calendar to
And then
tune
you don't
into for
have
sure.
to create multiple channels. Like YouTube has created it to where you can literally create playlists for everything that you want to talk about.
Hmm.
And it doesn't have to
See, I'm
go out
glad
to
you
your
said that.
subscribers. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah, I'm glad
Because
you said
I'm
that.
gonna start uploading wig reviews, child. Wig reviews. Basically, all of my interests, wig reviews. I just started doing movie recaps. And what it is like if you don't think your subscribers are gonna watch it, don't send it to your subscriber list. Just make
Yeah.
sure you have your keywords and tags out there so the algorithm can send it to who will watch it.
See, because I have different interests and trying to figure
Hmm.
out what lane I want to go into with, with this YouTube journey that I do really want to start. That's what I was thinking about. Like, okay, maybe I'll need a separate channel because, I
Mm-mm.
do theater, film, and like a lot within that realm. I'm also a makeup artist, but what I really would love to come on and talk about would be surrounding that type of stuff. But then I also love documentaries. I love true crime, and
Oh
I
yes.
I will sit and watch those video essays
Oh
or
yes.
on this stuff, and I'm like, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? I love talking about. I mean, I
Yes.
do deep dives. I'm researching because when I'm talking about something, I like to know what I'm talking about, and I
Girl
like to
Mo, you
get
better start
facts
that
and
channel.
break it
You better
down.
start that channel, Mo. You better start that channel. Like I said, out in a few weeks, I will be uploading videos to that playlist. I'm gonna do 4 videos. Like I started this channel with 4 videos. I'm gonna upload 4 videos to that playlist. And basically, it's hitting the things that people don't think about before starting a channel because I'm huge on preparation.
Yeah,
I believe one of the reasons why this channel was successful is because I prepared. I didn't
yeah.
just jump out here with anything, you
Mhm.
know. So
Mhm.
I'll be uploading those 4 videos. I had announced this on my birthday when I went live that like I'm giving back. Like, hey, no, these people taught me how to do this for free. I know how to break it down easier so so more people can understand. So if you want to start your channel, make sure you when I upload those 4 videos, I will announce it on my community page so y'all can make sure y'all save that playlist to your library because every video that I upload to that playlist, y'all will be able to go through and follow through step by step and go ahead and prepare and start your channel.
See, you out
Like,
here doing the Lord's work. this
hey,
was this was by design. That
hey, we
that
all
those of
got to
us
get
that's
it.
listening and here today,
Hey,
it's for a reason, and I'ma listen.
hey, we all got to get it. That's one thing I believe in. I do not believe in the struggle. I don't.
Mm.
I never have believed in the struggle. If it's something that I can learn and I could teach to someone else that will help them, then that's when I'm gonna do that too. So no, I want everybody to get it. Everybody.
I'm
Because
sorry.
we can't take anything
My
from one another at
right,
all.
right.
Let me tell you what Justine said. Teacher text Mel, but Mel didn't respond. Destiny shouldn't been there at all because she didn't get a solid answer. Exactly. That goes back to T. But Tisha popped up at Mel's event talking about she was gonna what did she say? I was coming to extend an olive branch. Mel said, you could have done it, or couldn't you have done it over text? Wait, stop. Let me finish. No, because you didn't go to extend an olive branch. Tisha went to Melody's private event for the same reason that she invited Destiny on this trip, for the same reason that she and her family popped up at her cousin's homegoing service because they want to prove that they could do what you tell them they can't do. That's what that was. Edwina said, I know one thing, they better do their homework on Dr. Shanita. She ain't no joke. She's deep down Detroit. Okay. And you know what? I can't wait to watch Dr. Shanita at that girls' trip. because baby Dr. Shanita was giving it to him. And that's the way I am. Girl, I told you not to trust her. Don't trust this one right here. Hermosa said, child, Tisha learned to doctor. She did. She learned to doctor us some text messages from Destiny, who learned from Martell and his paramour. Girl, Hermosa, you ran it. You ran it. I'm glad Mel brought her, yes, real friends. Girl, y'all a trip. Her rich friends on the trip. Okay, exactly. The rich friends. I agree. She needs to be checking bees. Yes, left and right. Yes. Okay, Rose. You can stay in the bushes. I'm glad you still here. Thank you for checking in. Yes, Leo Nation, baby. And Renee, like I say, honey, it ain't just no Leo season, honey. We Leos all year round. These other signs could try to take it if they want to, but it's Leo all year round for me. Vito Crown. Oh, August 2nd is your mom's birthday. Y'all, I don't know anybody's birthday. I only know one person whose birthday is August 2nd. Tell your mom I said happy belated birthday, Vito. My son is Aries, baby. That no filter. And he does it with no emotion. Wow, you was on YouTube when Mooney Long was Priscilla Renee. Hey, generic name. I'm glad you came back to join us again. I'm glad to have you here. What you say, Denise? Hey, yes, baby. Chess, 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 chess. We play chess over here, not checkers. She must have a gag order because I haven't heard anything from her, and her recordings probably helped convict Martell, big dummy. And you know what? That you say that she was in the comments on one of on something on Instagram, and I was like, oh, where she been? Mm-hmm. And you know, she always pulls all her stuff off her channel. She always pull those recordings down. I speak clearly. One, well, can you go help them on the show? Good evening. I enjoy having you here too. I watch on television. We can't see your banner with your info for gifts. Going back in, okay, going back in the bushes. Okay. You know what? I might need to make my banner bigger. I might need to make it bigger. You enjoy your evening too. I speak clearly. So I thank you for that. I'll check that out so I can have that bigger next time. Patricia T said, I don't believe Tisha sent Mel a message. I don't either, Patricia, because we couldn't see whether it was sent, read, delivered, or what. And then it looked like she probably typed her name in there so fast because it said Melody Shri. And it said Shari. It said Melody Shri. Actually, I believe she doctored that message. On one side, you see where she spoke to Mel, and on the side where Mel response should have been Tisha. Oh, I'm gonna look at that on my screen, on the TV screen. The banner at the bottom. Okay, I'll fix it. I think Tisha gave FD that photo of AC. Okay, she probably did because she was the one talking about it on the show. I remember Priscilla Renee, hello, my apple. That was Mooney Long. Tisha has a punchable face. And while she was sitting there smiling at that table, that's exactly what it looked like, punchable. Yeah, she was weird. She studies Mel because she wants to be her. It's creepy. It is. And you know who else studies Mel? Destiny. Because y'all know I got all those videos on Destiny because I was researching all those interviews. And y'all, Destiny literally repeats and says some of the same things that Mel has said in her interviews. For instance, the Ooh Lady First interview, Destiny was it? No, it wasn't Ooh Lady First. Destiny and Melody did an interview with this channel. It's a channel on here called In Style Atlanta. Go look at Melody's first interview that Melody did on that channel, and then go look at Destiny's interview that Destiny did when she was on her tour talking about Melody. She literally said word for word something that Melody said in her interview. Hey, cool cat. I'm glad you caught the live too. Oh, I love having you here. Thank you so much. Yep, doing her hair like her and all. Yes. I never seen two people in marriage so obsessed with one woman. She was the one that said she had her picture when she got into it with Mel about the. Yes, she sure did. On the show. She sure did. Yes, because it's all sociology for real. That's right, AB. It is all sociology. You know what? That's a very good point. I'm glad you said that because now I can write that in one of my talking points for my channel. It's all sociology. Yes. Callie Noel, will you do one-on-one classes? You know, I was thinking about that. Yeah, you know what? I could strategize that. I sure can, Callie. I could strategize that. I could do one-on-one classes because one of the things that I like to do when teaching is I like to cover all the learning styles. I love to like to cover everyone's learning style. See, like my learning style is hands-on. I have to be doing it while I'm learning it. So yeah, I sure can. Thank you for that. I'm gonna actually take a screenshot of your message so I can put that in my notes. Thank you so much, Callie. That's my girl, Reality Insights. Hey, Miss Lois. I'm so glad you are here. That's my girl, y'all. I love Miss Lois. If y'all want to know why my channel boosted the way it did, it's because of Reality Sites. Miss Lois right here on your screen. Miss Lois, you want to come up? I could drop the link again because Miss Lois, guess what I told you? I could get 10 people on here now. I told you I could get 10 people out here now. Y'all, Miss Lois was the one that told me, you need to get to where we could come up. We need more people to come up. I told you y'all be helping me. Y'all don't want to tell me what to do. Why do people not care about Toxic Male? The show is toxic. It's a cash real. Why do people not care about Male is not toxic. Like, come on, let's be for real. And so this is one of the things that we're going to be addressing on Monday in our Mindset Mondays. Because if for anyone to look at that lady and think that she is toxic, like that's something that needs to be searched internally because now we got to start facing reality and facts. There isn't anything toxic about that lady. Yes, it is a cash trip, which is what we discussed earlier. We really don't care who came on the trip. Like, that isn't a big issue. We don't care about that. Why are
Can
people
I say
destroying the
something on that?
livelihood? Why are
Can I
people
say something on
destroying
that?
the livelihood of the cast members? Is it a cult? I mean, well, if you want to think it's a cult, that's fine. You know, it's just to me that comes across as something that you need to check internally. Because just like you came to my chat and you have your opinion, guess what? We do too. That doesn't make it a cult. And it's all it says is that some people have a positive outlook on life, some have a negative outlook on life. And that's what we're going to be talking about on Monday, on Mindset Monday, when it comes to bitterness, because that's a huge thing that surrounds this show, that's on the cast, and that's also with the viewers out here in the comments. And that's the issue that we got to get over in order to move forward in our lives. Like we're all at the age, this audience is majority middle age and up. And these are things that we cannot continue to carry with us year after year after year. We see someone's presence on our screen and we think of every negative thing that we can to throw out there. So it's time for us to start developing a positive outlook. And that means we got to start looking within ourselves. We got to start seeing what's going on the inside. Hey, Peaches and Cream. Rose Armstead, did you say hi to Miss Lois? She said hey to you. I guess this is a support male channel. Actually, this is a support life channel. This is a channel that is about mindset. This is a channel that is about facts. This is a channel that is about logic. This is a channel that is about truth. And as I was saying earlier to Mo, I'm not a person that see things emotionally. I see things logically first. So it is a support facts, right, and truth. If it's a lie, if it's manipulation, it'll be gone because it won't like it over here. It won't like it over here. Yes, I love Reality Insights commentary, baby. She be reading this the phone and damn, don't she? Hey, Vonzel, you are not so late. We are still here just for you. See? Yep. See, I told y'all I love Reality Insights channel too. Oh, look, Miss Lois is just so sweet. She is so sweet. Mel can't be paying y'all. She's not relevant as Stormi. The toxic show needs to go away. Well, you know what? I actually don't need Melody to pay me because I have had this career in logistics and trade show management for over 20 years. Like, so I don't need Melody to pay for me, but that's all right. And I hope you keep coming over here because over here is where mindsets are changed. We're not gonna continue on that path. No, we're gonna change that over here. Everything over here got to get right, got to get correct. We're not doing that. You remind me of my best friend. So I do, Denise. Think that's so good to hear. I'm glad that I remind you of someone that you love and care for. Y'all, did
No,
y'all
I'm
say hey to
sitting
Miss
here.
Lois? She said good evening. Did y'all say hey to Miss Lois? I be all in y'all business in the chat.
I'm gonna have to check. It's real. Is it Reality Insights?
Oh, she coming up. She coming up.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to go
Let
check
me
out
let
her
me
channel.
add you to the stage.
You know what? To speak on the male toxicity thing, people can have their opinions, but I feel like with people who think that she's toxic or see things that I do not see, I think it's because they're not familiar with boundaries. Like,
Wow.
and
Ooh,
people
that's a
as people
good
and
point.
people saying how they feel. Like, this is what I'm saying. Take what I'm saying at face
That's a
value
good point. That is
and
a
respect my
good point.
boundaries. That's
And
it.
Miss Lois, is your mic muted? I think you gotta unmute your mic, Miss Lois, because it's unmuted on my end. But Mo, you are right. You are absolutely right. That's a discussion that I had with a family member. And what it was something had happened like within our family. And she didn't understand why I had to explain to her why I was upset. And I was like, because you are not respecting your boundaries. Like that's a boundary. You have to learn that. You have to learn that, and that's what it is. She was like, you're right. So it's like I'm literally teaching people around me about the importance of boundaries. And I don't know if it came from me being raised as an only child. Like, no, if I say no, I mean no.
I mean that. It's no. It's not gonna
Yes.
change.
And it's not gonna change. Like if I tell you that, hey, I don't like this, then guess what? I don't like it. I don't care who it is, it's not gonna change.
At all. And then if I tell you or you see and know things about, going back to Mel, her husband, okay, it's one thing for them to have marital issues, it's one thing for them to divorce, they grew apart or, some light stuff. But the stuff that
Mm-hmm.
has happened between them has been like really major as far as like one's character. So for
Right.
me, I'm not the type of friend to be like, hey, we ain't friends with them no more, then you need to not be friends with them. That's not my personality type. However, if this person and the things they've done shows you their character is jacked up, and
Yes.
I can't fool with them. I got restraining orders. I got all type of stuff, and you're supposed to be my friend. Then yeah, you definitely
Right.
gonna get that sideways look, and you continue to mingle and do all that with that other person. I mean, what else is? How can I trust you? How can I trust you
Absolutely.
just in general, morally as a person? Like, you cool with that type of behavior? Oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool. And I feel like that's a lot of what Mel be talking about. Like, it's
Right.
principle and morals. Like, can't trust you.
Right. I'm with you, Mo.
Can y'all hear me?
Hey, Miss Lois, we hear you just fine. How you doing?
Okay, because I can't see me. So I'm like, where am I? Because I was up
Let me
the last
let me
time.
see if I could do your camera over here.
Because it's like the last time it came up and I don't know what's going on. Hi, everybody.
It's not showing me your camera on this
I
side.
don't understand. Yeah, it's just like,
What did you do? What did you do?
I don't know, man.
Oh my God, you touched something, girl. Ugh. Hold on, Miss Lois. We're gonna get you back up. Oh my crap. What happened? We're trying to get the camera back up for you. Trying to get the camera up and look like we done knocked you off. Mo, you still there? Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Let me see if I can get Miss Lois back up. Girl, where is the thing at, child? I'm over here talking about where's the thing at.
You around here breaking the
Shoot.
fourth wall. Now we know you learning
Yes.
with us.
Okay, I'm breaking the fourth wall like it ain't nothing.
No, I'm like back here learning stuff too because I didn't know that you can see the comments while you're on here.
Oh, yes.
At
Mm-hmm.
first, I thought it was just you can chat amongst the backstage crew
Uh-huh.
people, but I see that you can also see everybody comments and stuff too.
Let's see how to there we go. Hold on, Miss Lois. I don't know what happened, Miss Lois. Miss Lois, I'm gonna drop the link again so you can come back up. I did something wonky over here. I'm gonna drop the link again, Miss Lois. I don't know what I did, but let's try that
Denise,
again.
I agree with what Denise just said about, or what I just read about her talking about Mel having to have thick skin dealing with a bunch of snakes. For real.
All right, Cordell. You see, y'all done came over here to the side that don't play. We don't play over here. Define cult. That new buzzword for people that can see through the BS from those who can't. And guess what?
Well,
And we ain't letting up. We ain't letting up. We ain't stopping. We ain't gonna stop. Shoot. I'm with you. I get so tired of people saying that Mel is toxic and bitter. She has to have tough skin dealing with all them snakes, including Carlos. Y'all know what it is? It's called historical and generational mindsets. It's historical and generational mindsets that people were raised with. And even in middle age, they have not learned how to let them go. Which is why I said in my first video, like, y'all need to go download some books over there on Amazon. Go download some books on Amazon. There are people on YouTube teaching this stuff. We weren't born knowing this. The things that I know today is because I am constantly reading, studying, and developing my mindset. And the reason why I do that is because I don't do it just for me, but like the generations after me. I don't want the generations after me to experience what the generations before me have experienced because of mindset. Like our minds is the root of everything that we do in our lives. If we want our life to change, guess what we got to change first? Our minds. That's how I go. Word. That's right, B. Linda. Miss Lois, I think I dropped the link again. You can click on that link, Lois. Let's try that again. Now, don't give a dog a reason to stay by all that bad weather, girl. Who that dumb running from low matters in their business, right? Messy, nasty, and scum behaviors, right? But we gonna get rid of all of that. All that stuff's got to be uprooted. That stuff has to be uprooted, or guess what? We will keep carrying it from one generation to the next. And I don't want to do that. Now, Miss Lois, let's see if you can hear us.
I can hear you, but I can't see nothing.
I don't know why the camera.
Yeah, but I can talk. Yeah, so I'm good.
So did you hear what we were talking about, Miss Lois?
I'm just looking at the comments, the nasty and the scum behaviors,
Mm-hmm.
but Melody's been my day one from day one. Okay,
Right.
So I'm not gonna ever have anything bad to say about her. I will hold her accountable for her bad behavior if she displays bad behavior. But other than that, they can all kiss my funky emotion because they have treated Melody like dog.
Okay, and you didn't say your tagline, and that's with some actual and
With some
factual.
actual and factual. Alleged,
Think I'm lying.
with some actual and factual. Absolutely.
Exactly.
You better know it.
Exactly. Yes. And I think we're like that when anyone, like, for instance, like I was saying Marceau is my favorite, but I hold him accountable for how he treats his wife. And like I was saying in my last interview, when I said Destiny, if that's you that I've been talking to in my comments, and I know it's Destiny because she said one key phrase that I always hear Destiny say. And I told her, I know who you are.
Right.
Just start accepting
I just want to
reality.
I just want to put in, If y'all haven't watched Pop Wisdom's videos, please go and watch them from beginning to end. How she breaks down the lowest common denominator down there at that Mexican restaurant. Okay.
And let me tell y'all, the person that I am gunning, the people that I am gunning for the most on this show to do something with themselves is Martell and Destiny. Because I know that the root of their issues is they just don't want to accept the truth. They don't want to accept reality. I mean, it's like they are allergic to reality, and that is something that is so simple to change. All you got to do is stop lying to yourself.
Well, first of all, they got to look in the mirror, and that they haven't done. They have not done that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they have to look in the mirror. So yes, and Marceau is also a favorite of mine. I think he would risk it all for Melody. That's just my opinion.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. In a heartbeat.
Yes.
Yes. And you know what it is? He respects Melody.
He does.
That part. Yeah.
Marceau respects Melody. Y'all at the table when they when she was confronting him about what he said about Martell's arrest.
Mm-hmm.
Baby Marceau, when Melody was, so did y'all do this and did y'all do that for the expo? Girl, it was like a little proud kid. Yes, ma'am. We sure did.
We sure
yeah,
did.
we did.
Yes.
We did.
Yes.
I even told my mama, I said, look at Marceau. I said, he even lost weight for Melody.
He did. He got to look good for Melody. Staying in that gym. That's his girl. They like Michelle Obama and Bush.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bush was ready to risk it all for Michelle, honey. So Marceau and Melody are, I'm telling you.
Yes.
He stimulates him intellectually first. That's how she stimulates him. And I don't think he gets that from Tricia.
She challenges him.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
100%. He loves their banter. Like when Melody talks, y'all watch him, baby. His eyebrows raised.
He get all goofy eyes.
Yeah, he get that little smirk. Yes, he enjoys that. Yeah, but he's a Libra too, and they like you know that type of back and forth type of debative type of people, you know, or combative, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, they like that too. I'm sorry, I love signs.
I don't even see it like on a physical attraction thing. Marceau just really values Melody as a person.
And he didn't realize it. He didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Until he realized what he had at home. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and they started filming. They started filming. No, when they started filming this show, I think it brought out a lot. And then as he watched them and her marriage, you know what I'm saying? I think that spoke a lot. And then we know what he may have already been privy to as far as what Martell was doing on the side and how Melody was still holding it down. And they left, and now she up and him down there. You can't manipulate no more with that. You made it seem like you was this, that, and the third within this marriage, but we see what she really was in that marriage. And that,
that's good.
I'm trying to tell you, Marceau see that, he like, oh wait.
So that scene that's coming up with him telling Martell, I don't respect you. I felt every bit of that.
Yeah,
I felt every bit of that. Marceau meant that from his baby toe. I
yes,
don't
he
respect
did.
you.
From the pinky toe. Yes, he did. Yes. And did y'all hear him when Mel took him in the back about the trip, and she was asking about Black, and Letitia started lying, and then Marceau started telling the partial truth because we know it was talking. But he just immediately came out and started telling the truth. Yes, we were close. She was talking about
he did.
This and that. She couldn't spot a millimeter if she saw him right to her face.
Was it millimeters?
It was so passive. It was so passive because she peeped that. She hates when Marceau does that. She hates when she does. She had to dig and cut Melody. That was her cutting her for that. But what she just peeped her husband do, she wasn't gonna let that slide. Yeah, was it the millimeter? Melody called it too. She just, do Melody.
Right. I don't know who it is. I sent you business. But wait till they come back from that girls' trip. Marceau gonna cuss Tisha out for inviting Destafoni on his girls' trip. Because you don't mess with Melody. You know, Marcel be checking Letitia. A lot of people don't like that, but I'm like, who else gonna check her if her husband don't check her? Because her mama don't.
Right. And
Her
you know,
husband
Miss Lois,
one that
that's what
should
I
be
was
checking
telling
her.
them earlier, that I've been going back to because I'm getting ready to do like breakdowns on Marceau and Letitia's interactions and relationship on the show. And I was telling them earlier that I used to get like mad when Marceau would do her like that. I said, but now that I'm going back and rewatching these scenes, because
Right,
you know our first reaction is like just a reaction. But when you
right,
go back and watch them again, baby, you pick up on all them words, some cues.
exactly.
Marceau has been telling Tisha about her negative attitude and
Right,
creating discord in her friendships from
right.
day
He told
one.
her she started it. He told her
He
you
told
started
her
it.
she started it.
He said that woman apologized, and you said she was full of shiz.
Yes,
Yeah. He checked her on
yes.
that, and he always checked her on her behavior, but she just wants to cry and get sympathy from the audience. And then everybody that's in their feelings are giving Letitia the sympathy. But Letitia is her mama's daughter. She acts just like her mama. She don't give a flip and dip about nobody but herself. But Martell
That's
is the
right.
only one that can check her. I mean,
Even at
sorry,
the
That's
not
detriment
right.
Martell,
of her
Marcel.
business. Like
Yeah,
for the sake of business and getting along to get along, you got to be able to put your personal to the side. I think that's what
right.
Marcel be trying to do with her, like like grow her up. Like, come on, like we gotta.
Absolutely.
That's
She
That's
what
a
don't
I
good
think.
want to
point.
grow up. She want to be stuck in that little girl phase, and that's why her and Kimmy got this little click, because I call it a click, because
Hmm.
Kimmy actually literally listened to Letitia say, you either on my side or you not. And Letitia jumped on a damn bandwagon like a damn fool. And I had already
Sure
lost
did.
respect for her, Kimmy, because she called Mel bougie while sitting in her home, feet under her
Mm,
table, eating her food and
mm.
drinking her champagne and get massages, stuff that she probably could never afford to do. And she
And
called,
on her show.
Right.
yes,
I want to
I'm
read
like,
this comment that Cordelia put in. She said, I guess it's Mel's fault and those who support her that the cast members don't fulfill orders, don't pay taxes, don't
mm-hmm,
file proper licenses,
he
don't
on
know
it.
how to market, have no business sense,
Yeah.
etc. Cordelia, you ate down.
And a criminal. I guess all that's Melody's fault.
Did y'all hear more
It
so
is.
talking about I'm surrounded by convicts. I'm surrounded by
I was
criminals.
cracking up. I was cracking. His sense of humor. I be cracking up at him.
He's funny
It
as
would be
that.
me. He
He's
is hilarious. I said they wouldn't like me on TV because all I do is play. I don't take nothing
Yes.
serious unless it's serious. You know,
yes.
if that makes sense.
Yes. Exactly. Fly Girl Speak said, bitter people don't blossom,"
They
and you
shall
are
not.
exactly
Ooh,
right, Fly Girl
that's
Speaks.
a
And if
word.
you
Because
haven't
Letitia
heard,
and Kimmy and Maurice are still stuck in the same spot. I see
oh
growth
my
from
God,
Marceau. I don't see no growth from Destefani or
no,
Martell.
no,
And who this with? Do y'all watch her Mental Mondays?
Miss
Mm,
Lois, I can't stomach them because the first one that I watched, it irked me so bad the
I
way that that
know.
life coach lady is, and I was in Destiny's comments and I told her number one, two, three, four, five about how that lady is manipulative and she is not right and she needs to get rid of her.
Yeah. But
I
Destiny
even
don't
told her
want to
I will
heal.
give you the website. I will give you the link to my therapist's website.
Destiny don't want to heal. She wants a check. She wants to be on the show, and she's
Hmm.
trying to take over, just like Stormy tried to take over, and they
Yeah,
tried to get Letitia to take over. But nobody can outshine Mel. Mel is an island
yeah,
all by herself.
she's a
right.
When
star.
she left that man, we saw who the brains and the brawn of
Yeah.
Hope and Hope was. It was Melody
Hmm.
Shari. And
Hmm.
none
Yep.
of them can touch her. And that's where the envy and the jealousy and the backstabbing and all that comes in at.
And you know
Yep.
what? All of that can go away when each one of them learn their own purposes and stop trying to ride off of her coattail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Learn
It'll
what
be a
you
better
are
show.
supposed to be doing here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they should have been
Yeah.
using this show, the checks that they get from these episodes. I would have been learning, okay, what am I here to do? What do I enjoy? What do
Right.
I love? Y'all have had since 2018 to build that.
And they haven't built a thing.
Haven't built a
They haven't
thing.
even built an ant farm or a sand castle. No
Right.
thing have they built.
I mean,
But
because
But
I
Melody
even look,
got 75 businesses going on.
okay.
is
Okay.
I
that
mean,
is that the cast right? Or is that production? Is that
Both.
produced?
It's both.
Or is that okay? Because I'm like,
I
okay, you
think
want to go in, you want to do something different or go a different route, but is it being produced to go this route as far as, or the storylines as far as like male centered and, or falling out with her, or coming for her? Like, how much of it is produced or production, and how much of it is like
Right.
just
it
like
all
a
started.
decision to get clout
It all
or
started with
whatever?
Carlos. In my belief, Carlos, because Melody didn't want to originally do the show. I don't know if a lot of you remember because Martell was cheating. Carlos talked
Right.
to doing the show. The show actually took off. And then he basically just commandeered everything and steered everything towards their divorce and stopped focusing on everybody else. He just focused on Martell and Melody because they were bringing in the ratings. But then it got nasty. And then once it
Mm-hmm.
started getting nasty and Martell started lying, then he started telling other people, this is what you do, this is what you do, and this is what you do. And I think the nail in the coffin was after they had that live podcast and all those people came out to see Melody. You could see the envy on his face.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you could see the envy on his face that she was receiving so much love. He didn't even show up to the party afterward with his punk ass.
He did it.
Wow. He
No,
did it.
punk ass. Punk ass. Yeah, he was just being so mean. And the fact that he brought Sonny and Moses out there at that time to be messy. He messed up her whole moment.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
brought Sonny and Moses out there to talk about them being married and he used to be with Destiny. And so that was just classless. That was not
Yeah.
black excellence. I don't give a flipping dip what you say. And then he does
Mm-hmm.
his messy Mondays and he wants to talk crap. He don't have to do what we say. You know where the fans, but look at his ratings. Look at his ratings.
Yeah. Yeah.
A
Yeah.
hard
Look at the
head
ratings.
is soft behind. That's what my grandma used to say.
Oh yes, mine too. Mine too.
Listen to the people because they know what they're talking about.
Hey, Chisholm said Marceau, but Marceau is a convict too.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna let Marceau slide.
We all got a pass,
That's Nell
We
Teller.
all got a pass.
We all got a pass. Can't take his sense of humor away from him, though. He still can crack a joke.
Yep.
See how
Now
we can
I like
act
what
like
Classic
that
Keys
too?
said. I like what Classic Keys said right here. Classic Keys said Kimmy and Tisha were double teaming Mel on that balcony. That is why Kimmy got mad when Miss Nell Fletcher came to the balcony to help Mel.
Yep.
That's a real good take on that, Classic Keys. I
Yes.
didn't even see that like that. But
That's
that
coming
is a
on
real
tonight.
good
That's
take.
the episode coming on tonight. But
Okay,
Okay,
because
because
I'm like, did I
I'm gonna
miss
make sure
something?
to watch it.
Okay,
yeah.
I saw the little clip, and I didn't have any opinion of it because it was a clip. So I'm like, let's watch,
Right, right.
the episode, see what that
I
is,
just
because that was
knew
kind
that
of
it
odd.
was unnecessary for
Hi, Rose.
Kimmy to get mad.
Yeah, that was real odd. Like all the things you could have
Yes,
got mad about, that's what you got mad about.
yes, yes,
That was real
yes.
strange. Like, when I don't recall ever seeing Kimmy kind of, she took a
Never.
step forward. Like, whoa, what Kimmy about to do? What is going on?
Yes. And you
So I
know
was like, let
what?
me watch the episode.
Now after reading Classic Key's comment, it kind of makes sense that Kimmy would react that way because like she probably really wanted to go in mail like that, but she knew better.
You know better.
She probably really wanted to go in Melody like that, but she knew better.
It's gonna be a party at the reunion. We all need to get together, be watching it together. So we
Oh
can
yes,
talk.
we sure can.
Yes.
We sure
because
can, baby. I'll get dressed up for that.
Mel gonna dress them up, down, sideways, back to back, front to back. Mel is gonna dress them all down except my.
Yes. I could put on my reunion look for that too. And
Yes.
one of my wigs for my rig.
That's actually
Cordelia
like
said,
a really cute idea. Get dressed up like we at the reunion.
yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Cordelia said, child, that life coaching and therapy is just gossip and enabling wrapped up in a bow, made to look like something empowering,
Yes.
healing when it's not. Cordelia, you eats down, ma'am. I love you, Cordelia.
No,
Cordelia knows all that.
that life coach is on a mission because if y'all know that, well, y'all don't watch it, but what happens is Destiny has already put the battery in her back, and she clearly said, we're going to be discussing the show. And I'm like, why? It's supposed to be Mental Health Mondays. And they pick something to discuss each week, but it always ends up being about Melody without mentioning Melody's name. Yes.
Wow.
Because I watch it every week because I talk about it. And everybody in the chat, I am 360 Photo Booth PDX. So that is me. I don't know why I picked this channel, but that's me in the chat.
Okay.
Okay,
But,
so Rose, I did say hi. That's also me.
But Miss Lois, to get my
Yeah.
updates on Mental Mondays, I watch you and I watch Soul Styles and Spirit.
Oh,
Because
I need,
I just can't stomach watching it on my own. I have to get it in commentary form.
but you know why I watch it? Because I want to hear this nonsense that they're putting out. And I noticed that a couple of other content creators are starting to discuss it, because I always pick a key part of their conversation to bring out and talk about that. And this lady, she's like picking at it. She's like Letitia. She picks at it and picks at it and picks at it. And all Destiny does is sit there, look at her phone, look at the camera all dumb, be saying, because she's already put the battery in this woman's back. And she has a
Wow.
couple of people in the chat that agree with everything they say.
Wow.
And so that's why I need to be there to set the record straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is not the truth. Like when they started the conversation about motherless daughters, they were not talking about y'all. Melody was talking about a friend,
Now,
Dion.
now that was the one and only that I watched. That was the first and last that I watched.
They made it about Melody. And they don't, and you notice how they don't call her name, but they will call Moses and Sonny's name, but they don't call Melody's name. They don't call her name. So yeah, I'm gonna be watching until they take them down. All right.
Cordelia said that life coach is embarrassing to those of us who actually are trained, certified, and take our work seriously. Okay, that's why you coming through.
I went and looked her up, and she was true. She does have all that experience, but she didn't have any followers. Nobody's following her or anything. So I think she just wants to be noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of it. I guess,
And
I don't care to hear.
She lives in California. She lives in California.
Oh, okay.
So this is a Destiny podcast, or is this
it's called Mental Mondays? You go on the Destiny Payton's page, because I'm not calling her Destiny Payton Williams because she didn't want to take LeBarrett's name. So now after she divorced, she decided to take his name. Her name is Destiny Payton, okay?
Right, that's weird. That's weird.
Pull it up on the Destiny Payton, and then you'll see her Mental Mondays and the nonsense that they be talking about. And it's always about Mel.
Cordelia says somebody saying that life coach therapist to a real life coach and therapist.
Yes.
Okay, because she needs one. The first thing I noticed was that she was very manipulative, and I was like, this is not healthy for a client. How can you are manipulative, lady?
She don't hold Destiny accountable for anything.
No,
she's like, basically, you can be in your feelings. He was wrong. I'm sorry. And a lot of people may not agree with me. Destiny and Moses had broken up. Okay, should Moses had put the final nail in the coffin and said, "Look, we over. I am pursuing someone else." Yes, but he didn't. But once he put a ring on Sonny, it should be nothing else to talk about. He made his choice.
Exactly.
He made his choice.
That's a storyline. I don't know all the ins and outs just from face value off of just watching the show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sticking up for nobody, but oh no, I got the side eye for Sonny. Just like how I would have the side eye for Slaw and all them. It's the same way with her, because what is this? Okay, y'all weren't friends, but y'all were close enough to talk to outside of production and to kick it or whatever the case. It look away. I'm not saying that she shouldn't be given a chance to get to know her, but it looked a little funny.
But that's the thing. They didn't know each other outside of that. Destiny said that from her own mouth in an interview. She said she only knew Sonny 3 to 4 months. Sonny was her producer for 3 to
She
4 months.
requested Sonny to be her producer.
She requested Sonny to be her producer.
Yeah.
You gotta go look at my Destiny playlist. Will catch you up because Destiny. This is why Carlos and Dustin talked about Destiny when they said that she won't tell anything on the show, but she tells it all in social media
Right.
for public opinion.
She lies on social media. She's on a
Yes.
live world tour.
She tells everything in her interviews because in the interviews, she wants to come across as relatable because people tell her you're not transparent.
Yes.
So that whole Sonny Moses Destiny storyline, Destiny busted that thing up back in January before she even came back to the show.
So why was Sonny saying things like, I mean, it was a man on the table, so I socked him up. She didn't say those words, but it was like that's the type of energy she was giving. Like, you just left this man out here, and I came, and the 3 to 4 months. Now that puts some things in perspective a bit more on Sonny's side for me. Like, okay, you thought we were close. I was just doing what I do.
Right.
Yeah.
And the reason why a lot of people are confused about how Sonny acts towards Destiny is
Yeah,
because
that's what's throwing me off.
the same way that Destiny talks about Melody in her interviews is the same
Yes.
way Destiny goes interview to interview to interview talking about Sonny.
Yes, she does. She's a nasty piece of work. Let me tell you.
Yes. She
She's
goes
a
to
nasty
every
piece of work.
interview talking about Sonny as if this stuff is true when you already said out of your own mouth what it was before you even came back to the show. But now that you're back on the show, it's a different script.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She talks about Sonny in every interview the way she talks about Melody.
Okay. It's starting to make sense, a little bit more sense with y'all saying that, because I remember thinking when, she had all of these like requests of Melody as a friend, when they were friends, how I felt like, okay, Destiny is just a little demanding. She's like one of them demanding type of friends. Like you are expecting so much out of me, and without being realistic, that I'm a mom.
Yeah.
I'm getting a divorce. I got
Yeah.
4, 5 kids to take care of. I have businesses that I'm running. I can't be at your every beck and call. So that's making a little bit more sense to me now. And I don't know why I didn't correlate those two. That she may have just put a whole lot more on it. And seeing that Destiny does seem to like to play the victim, she puts a whole lot more on it to appear that way. So okay, that
She
makes
doesn't have a storyline. And
yeah.
come to find out, she's been lying about her ex-husband. That's why the heifer was arrested, okay? So we can't put any trust in her, because I don't know if y'all remember when Melody and Martell divorced and she was talking to Destiny, and Destiny was telling her about LaBarrick. Melody immediately stopped talking to LaBarrick. She stopped following LaBarrick based on what Destiny said. And then when she found, once Destiny went on the stage and told Mel she wasn't a good friend, she said, man, put this bitch in her head. You know what I'm saying? But she found out Destiny was lying all this time.
Yes.
She has been lying. And then when you hear the court documents, I said, oh, she a piece of work, ain't she?
Oh, yeah.
She's
in those court documents, she is giving Martell. She's giving Martell those court documents.
But she tried to say LaBarrick was Martell. No, she's the Martell.
She's the Martell.
And Destiny want to be kept. They want someone to take care of them. And that's why Moses didn't see a future with her, because she just wants to be flued out. She wants to be sexed up, and she wants to be bought things. And that's it. She doesn't have any gumption. And the only reason she's starting this stuff now or working on this stuff now is that Stormy's trying to help her. And because Sonny and Moses literally have legal businesses, and Sonny's coming out with some new stuff called Mo Sun. I don't know if y'all saw that. So
yeah, I did.
She's putting fire under Destiny's butt. She's putting fire under her butt. You took 35 years to get to this point. I'm here now. So she got to do what she got to do to try to outshine Sonny, but she's never gonna be able to outshine Sonny.
And if y'all go watch my playlist on Destiny, she has her own playlist. Y'all will get caught up on everything. I take it from the on screen to her interviews to her Instagram.
That's why I fell
And
in
you
love with
forget
you,
the
Marquezs.
whole truth on Destiny.
That's why I fell in love with you. I said, who is this lady? Oh, I love her. I fell in love with you right away, honey. I did. Yes, I did. I fell in love.
Yep, I,
I
I
said,
can't
I
I
love
can't
the way
stand
she broke
lies
it down.
and I can't stand manipulation. I despise lies and manipulation with everything in me.
Yes,
So
and
like,
that's
no,
all
we
they
we
do is
gonna get
lie.
these facts. We gonna get this straight because we got to face the truth.
That's it. And but
Miss
y'all
Va-
need to check those videos out. Trust me.
right.
Y'all gonna love it.
Vazel said single people mingle. That's what happened.
Thank you.
Come through, Vazel.
They
That
date.
is my message right there. Single
Yes,
people mingle. That's
that's
what's
what they
happened.
do.
And if you don't know how to date as a single person, if you don't know how to manage your own feelings and emotions, then you don't need to date until you know how to get that together. Because as soon as that person chooses someone else, guess what? You got to manage your own feelings and emotions by yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to
Yeah.
do that anyway. You got to manage those on your own. Those are
Right.
internal things, not external.
Yeah, because
Can I tell
people like
y'all?
to claim and become possessive of people that you're just getting to know. That's what dating is. You getting to know that
Yes.
person. That's it.
Yes.
Can I tell y'all a story?
Sure.
So when I was younger, my first boyfriend, my husband met him. He knows Leonard. We have been together for 300 years. I went to camp at 13, sleepaway camp, and I met somebody at camp, and his name was Tony. And I kissed him, but that was it because I didn't know nothing about sex back then. But I used to write home and tell Leonard about that. So when I came back, I was still his girlfriend, but then he started cheating on me. Years later, he ended up going out with my cousin, my first cousin. We were living in the same house. He went out with my first cousin. I didn't think a goddamn thing about it. I just said, you know what? It is what it is. I had already moved on to somebody who's treating me really well, but it didn't even bother me. I don't know. I don't understand how some people get in their emotions. This is years later. We were kids when we started. And we was in our 30s when he decided to go out with my first cousin, Lynette. Me and Lynette are super close. Me and Leonard are still close. Me and his whole family are close because we live next door to each other. But I didn't think a single thing about it. It didn't bother me. When he came to the door and I said, hey, what's happening? He said, Lynette home. I said, sure. And I called Lynette and they sat on the porch and they talked for hours. Next thing you know, they was dating. Next thing you know, he was sleeping over at night and I was minding my business. It didn't even bother me. I don't know
Mhm.
why. It could have been growth. I don't know. I just don't know because I had always liked older men. He's the first guy I have been with had been 1 year younger than me. But I always like men 15, 10 years older than me. So, but it
And
never bothered me. It
And
never.
I could tell you what it is for me when it comes to emotions and dating and stuff. What it is for me is the first thing that I value and that I respect the most is other people's decisions.
That's
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
respect me
I mean,
first,
that's
and
that's
then you.
ground level. You
Yeah,
make your decision. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
but we
And
were
That's it.
it's
That's
not
ground.
friends.
pretending to be unbothered because guess what? I gotta go deal with my emotions on my own anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
But see,
why he had a huge family, and I'm friends with all of them. Our family, we call each other sister and brother. That's how close our families are. There was
Hmm.
absolutely no reason to break up with the entire family. His mother
Right.
was friends with my grandmother because my grandmother raised me, and his father was friends with my grandfather, and we all looked out for each other in the neighborhood. What the hell am I getting mad for? He's still my
Right.
friend, but if I had to cause the ruckus, I may not have that protection when I go to New York now because I don't have to call a cab. Anybody in his family will come get me and my husband from where we at. That's how
Right.
close we are. We're talking over 50. Y'all know I'm 65, right? We met when I was
did you
5
know
years
that?
old. Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
We've
wow.
been 60 years friends.
You
Yes.
know, I had a situation where I had I was young. We went to high school together and everything, and until
Mhm.
like I was about 18. I talked to this guy, no good. And then he had been messing with somebody else. So I didn't know that he was messing with somebody else, and I had a dream.
Wow.
So I told him about the dream. And then I just made up a name for the girl in the dream. I was like, yeah, and her name was Alicia. He paused. He was like,
Uh-oh.
Alicia is like a childhood friend. I said, wait, what? I just made that up. I just just made that up. Wait a minute. And so then, things came out or whatever. But when that situation was done for me, this same person would, and I didn't even really mean to say her name like that, but anyway, so this same person would try to manipulate and play us against each other for years afterwards. Because I was kind of like the same way, where it's like, it was over, but I don't hate you, and he called like, hey, what up? I'm like, what's up? It's nothing personal with me anymore, and then I would later get calls, and she's like, well, what's going on? I'm like, girl, I don't know. And then, we get to talking. Long story short, me and her is best friends.
That's awesome.
She done divorced him and all of that. We're best friends. We've been friends for over a decade. Okay. And that's because you understand that, first of all, you understand who you are. It's a self thing. If that man didn't want you no more, whether y'all was dating, going together, married, or whatever, if he don't want you no more, then that chapter of your life is done, and it's okay.
Yes, it's okay.
Being years
it's
later.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you want for me. Maybe you are for her. I don't know. I don't care, but I'm done with you. Everybody don't have that.
You don't want to lose a friendship or a lot of valuable time as friends because you're in your emotions and in your feelings. Sometimes you have to be the one to take accountability for your actions. Because what if I had reacted and hurt my cousin? Because she is my little cousin. What if I had reacted and hurt my cousin? I would never be able to live that down, and my whole family would have probably killed me for messing with her little short self. She ain't but this big. I know you can. Y'all see me?
No, we still can't see you, Miss Lois.
Oh, okay. Because I'm showing you like I tell
your camera's probably turned off.
Oh no, it's on the other channel. It's on my other channel.
Okay.
Okay.
But no, I'm not gonna hurt my family for nobody. I love my family to death, and it didn't bother me. It just didn't bother me. I had moved on. I was with somebody that was really good to me, and they became friends. Why am I gonna get mad?
Yeah.
Well, she's enjoying this. She's enjoying us. Thank you, Rose. Good. I'm enjoying this too.
I forgot we was on a whole live
chat. I know. Say hey, CW. Yeah, we're just sitting here talking about relationships and dating and stuff. Ken is manslaughter. That's his name. Manslaughter. That's his name over here.
Ken. I'm sorry.
I can't stand him either, Miss Lois.
Don't no real man have to say I'm a man.
Miss Lois, that's all I've been saying all week. I'm a man. I'm a man. I take care of everything.
You're not a man's man because you crept into someone else's marriage.
Yes.
And started a relationship. You was a punk.
And admitted that he did. He said he did his due diligence. He said he went through Trisha's page and I saw the guy. Not I saw her husband, but I saw the guy.
Yeah, and it's that like he looks so much better than him. Okay, muscles are not everything. Let's be real clear, because some of muscle men be getting on my damn nerves. Sit your ass down, so you're doing too much.
Yeah, some people get off on that. Men too. Women get off on it, and men too. Apparently, where just taking somebody else, I can take your woman from you. Like, what are you getting from that? Other than somebody who you can't trust.
Yes, that's the type of time Ken is on. That's why he's paying for everything. So Tricia won't have to depend on her husband because that's the only. He has no grounds. He has no grounds there. He has no authority there.
That's
so he
the only way to keep
everything. Only way to keep her and the only way to keep her husband out. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing: when Tricia was sitting there talking to her sister, Tricia eyes kept closing and her head going back like she don't even want to think about a divorce.
Yeah, she really don't want to get divorced. And I don't think she likes Ken because if you look at their pictures together, it looks like it's just for the cameras. I don't see any affection there at all.
Right.
I really
and
don't.
He doesn't either. That's why he was out of state for 3 days.
Well, first of all, if a man leaves his home when he has an argument with his woman, he a punk ass.
Hello.
Marquez said when him and Tricia used to get in arguments, he just go to the other room or go upstairs or what have you. You know, you got to give each other time to woosah. I mean, because I don't know if y'all know, my husband is super calm. We've done a couple of videos together. I'm the wild card in the family. Let's be real clear. I'm loud. I'm from New York. I talk a lot of gang.
Yes, and I hear it. I love the accent.
I do. His brother is the only one that could calm me down, and it's funny. All he has to do is say, "Stop it," and then I'll be like, "Yes, sir."
Okay. Oh yeah,
I'm
that's
the
kind of
loud one.
Yes. Yes, yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yes, but you can tell when me and Michael are together, you can see our love and affection for one another. And we've been doing that since day one because my husband is a DJ. When we met and we were DJing one night and we were dancing to music. Mind you, he's DJing. But we were dancing to a song and looking at each other's eyes, and the song had stopped. And my daughter's sitting there. Y'all know the song "Stop," right? Y'all can stop now. And we were still dancing.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's how we met, dancing. Because
that's like a movie.
I would like to. I would dance on my. Should I go to a party? It'd be 5,000 people. I would get up and dance by myself. I do not need you to dance with me. But
Miss Lois, we are kindred spirits.
Yes, I love dance.
Because I am a dancer.
Yes,
I'm gonna dance.
School. Yes, she did. I think I could dance with my old ass, but I'll be up there with the young bucks. Okay, let me tell you something. But my husband will be right up there with me. He's 7 years older than me. So he's the second youngest guy I've been with. Okay. But he's 7 years older. But he came up and danced with me at an old school party. My daughter forced me to go out, and he was DJing, and I went in there, and I'm like, "Who is this?" I waited for my girlfriend, and then I came back to make sure he was still real. And then she came, and I said, "Maybe who that?" And she told me who he was and how popular he was in Portland, Oregon. And we was just talking at the table, and I kept getting up and dancing. And he came and started dancing with me. And he asked me, "Well, why are you here? I know you ain't over 30. I said, "Child, I'm probably older than you." And we've been thick as thieves since then.
Already.
So we've been together 22 years now.
Already. See, I love hearing stuff like that. Stuff like that give me, it kind of relaxes me because I'm one of those people that's like, girl, I don't know marriage, child. I don't know marriage.
Well, I want everybody to be married, happy, and in love. That's just my take. I want an apple pie America and everybody happy and in love. That's just how I. Because I was
rub that off on me. Keep rubbing it off
I'm rubbing. Yes, I want everybody to be happy and married. So
touch on the different. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine, Mo. I am the only single person in my circle.
Well, girl, I'm gonna need you to get married. Okay, I'm gonna need you to get married.
I want the wedding and the cake. I want the cake.
I think I am too. Now that you said it, I think I am the only single friend out of my girlfriends. They're all married.
But you know what? I admire their marriages. I admire each one of them because I tell them all the time, no matter what y'all go through, what I see is y'all still want to be together.
Yeah.
They will work through their issues because they still want to be together.
Yeah, it's work. I mean, it's work. Any relationship is work, but marriage is definitely work. But the thing is, when you talk about different personalities, I like to speak in signs, so excuse me. And I know one shoe don't fit all, but I speak in sign, and it's based off of my experiences of each individual sign, not necessarily what I've read. But what I've learned about like Libras, which is what Marquez is the balance that they need. They need balance. Okay, so they're not going to be quick they're good talkers, some of them quicker than others, very witty people. But when it comes to confrontation, like within relationships, I've noticed it takes them a minute. I need a pause, I need a beat, to find the balance of this thing. And so it makes sense to me that he would step away and not necessarily leave, because I've also learned with them, they don't necessarily leave. It takes them a long time to leave a situation because of that need for balance. Right. And with Aquarius, which is what Trish is, it makes sense to me that she would be out here wandering this world. Because that's what they do. They are adventurous type of people where they out here, they can be a little aloof. You know what I'm saying? They can be very disconnected emotionally, from my experience, men and women. Yeah, very aloof and very, kind of really disconnected when it comes to emotions.
And both of
And
them
and
say
and
Ken and Marquez said that about her.
yeah, he did. See, that's what I'm saying. And so him being a more emotional person, and she's not so much. I feel like that whole attack on him and his sexuality is where that came from. Like you
Oh,
saw,
that was
did
Ken.
see
Oh.
that.
That
You
was
know, it's
Ken.
nasty and vile as it was. I feel like
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
know his life personally, but I feel like it probably came from more of that standpoint. She had a lot of masculine energy on her,
She
you
Oh,
does.
know.
she absolutely
So
did. Yes.
yeah, he's
It was
very softer.
growling in that Instagram post, baby. That thing was growling.
Yeah, yes. Like Aquarius, like, and how she bites, like they Kenya more. You know, the type of people and that energy and their attack. It's because they can be very disconnected from my experience
Now you're not
emotionally
gonna
and
mess
lack
with
self
Kenya
awareness.
Moore.
What you say?
You're not gonna mess with Kenya Moore. That's my
No, no, no.
dog.
I'm not trying to best. I was just speaking. I brought up Kenya as far as like how she
I'm
bites.
kidding, baby.
Her
I'm kidding.
attacks
I'm
can
kidding.
be real vicious, you
Oh
know.
yes.
No doubt now Kenya was looking at the men's too now.
No, when my
Yeah.
husband's an
Mm-hmm.
Aquarius though.
Oh, oops.
No, but he's the quiet one. I'm the rowdy one. I'm a Taurus.
Yeah, but they listen. My experience with Aquarius men and women were different, right? But where the
Mm.
women more high and mighty, more head in the air, you
Yeah.
know, I do what I want. I move how I want. The men are more, and they have that same aloofness, but it's very calm. Every Aquarius that
Mm.
I've met, I've always felt really safe with them. Like I could be myself
Yes.
without judgment. And they have like really calm demeanor, very intelligent people. You know, they're very out the box kind of thinkers, you know,
Yeah.
from my experience. So the
I'm
men
a,
and women it's, I don't know, it's weird. They kind of different, but it depends on January or February Aquarius too. Kind
he's
of.
a February Aquarius, but he's oblivious to a lot of things because my husband
Hmm.
is fine. I have to say this, okay? This man is oblivious to women flirting with him. Mind you, he used to be a player back in the day. Okay. Before I even moved to Oregon, okay? But he doesn't know that all these women just are drawn to him because of his personality and he likes to sing. Because I'm telling you, when
Mm.
he pick up a karaoke mic, it's on and popping. He's doing Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin and whosoever. And them women be like, oh, okay, okay, you know. But yeah, but he is the calm in my storm because when we first got together, we set some boundaries and he said, what is it that you need me to do? And then he told me, I don't want you to treat me like no other man that you've ever been with. And I've made a conscious effort every day of my marriage to not bring up old shit because it ain't got nothing to do with Michael. And yeah, I cuss
Mm-hmm.
him out. He don't cuss. When he cuss, he sound like a white boy. Excuse me, y'all. Any white people in the audience, please forgive me. He don't know how to cuss. He do not know how
Well,
to
what
cuss.
is your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Oh,
Hey,
okay. Blind. Oh,
I'm like,
you
what
in
is your sign? What you
You
thought we
in
was a Leo?
destiny. No, I didn't get fire energy. I got more like earthy, but I didn't get fire.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm a brat.
yeah.
Let me tell you, I am a brat. That's why I told you his brother's the only one that he'd be like, stop it. And I'll be, yes, sir. Yes, sir. His brother's name is Orlando. But
Yeah, that
Orlando
makes sense.
and
You a
me
bull.
and Orlando are more like, and Orlando's wife and Michael are more like, they're the calm ones. But don't mess with me and don't mess with Orlando because Ann will tear you up. And if you mess with Michael, I will, don't play about my husband. I don't play about my husband, my kids. Do not mess with my babies, okay? Because I'm coming.
Nicole Moore, I want to thank you if you're still listening. Thank you for the cash app, Nicole Moore. Thank you so much. I just had to drop that out there, y'all, because I was checking my phone. I'm
Don't
like, child,
worry.
I got a cash app,
All
child.
right. All right.
Y'all, this has been so much fun.
Oh my God, I
Please
love
come
you
back, Miss
guys.
Lois. Please, y'all, come back tomorrow where we do
I'll
our
be back.
live recap. We
I'm
will
gonna
do
ping
our
y'all.
live
Yeah.
Let me know.
recap of the show from tonight.
Okay, cool
What
beans.
time?
I will go live at 6. I'm trying to go live earlier because I want to stay on, a little longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when I get on at 800, my bedtime is 9 o'clock, y'all. So I'm gonna go live at 6 p.m. on tomorrow. This will be every Sunday. I will go live at 6 p.m. to do
Yay.
live recaps. On Monday starts our first Mindset Monday. where we're gonna our
you want
topic on
you sure
Monday
you
will
want to
be
use mindset? You don't want to sound like that's the phony. No, just kidding.
well, see, like I was explaining I was explaining earlier that my thing is my life is the foundation of my life is built upon mindset.
Yes.
Yeah.
So our first mindset Monday will be on bitterness because there's so much bitterness surrounding
Oh,
this show
absolutely.
on the cast and as we saw tonight in the comments. So if
Yes.
y'all have any words of wisdom, testimonies, advice, whatever, like we just did tonight, just conversation because we don't know what will help someone else just hearing us talk.
Yeah.
Even if we're able to encourage someone to like just go get some help.
Yes, absolutely. That
And
they know
then
because I heard somebody say that Black people don't frown upon therapy. When like I said, I'm 65. I have never frowned on therapy. My grandmother had us in therapy at a young age because my dad killed my mom in front of me and my
okay.
brother. You know what I'm saying? And then we ended up in foster care. My grandmother had to go and find all of my mother's 5 children and adopt us.
Wow.
We have always been in some sort of therapy. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
I don't understand
awesome.
it. The mental Mondays with Destiny and all this other bull crap. You need to let stuff go, or you can't
Yes.
move forward. You walking around
Yes.
holding grudges and blocking your own blessings, holding those grudges.
Yes, 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 and yes. And then every Wednesday, y'all. So I will be going live every Sunday and every Wednesday. Every
Okay.
Wednesday is gonna be our What Up Wednesdays. That's where we catch up
What
on
up?
updates and things that's been going on.
Okay. I'm down for that. I'm gonna fix my computer excuse me, I'm lying. I'm gonna tell
Okay.
my son to fix my computer. Y'all know what I mean? Because I don't know
Okay.
nothing about nothing. And let
Fly
him fix
girl.
it so my picture
Fly,
can come up.
Fly Girl Speak said she's talking about Destiny in the comments. She said 22 days to come up with that money, or she about to get set up by a prison boo. Let her use that big D energy up in there. Look at Vazel laughing. Vazel laughing at that.
That is funny. Absolutely. Yeah. We're
So
gonna see
I
that
hope to see y'all on tomorrow night, 6 p.m. I'm going live. I could
Is
get
that
10
Central?
people up here. Whoever want to come up here and do the recap on tomorrow, we will do that after I go through my slides.
Okay. Is that Central time?
Central time. That is Central time, 6 p.m. Central. So
Okay.
anytime I go,
Because y'all know I can't
live,
count.
it will
So
be
that's,
6 p.m. Central. So we could
so
talk
that's
speak.
3 my time, right? Yeah, 3. 6, no, 6 2,
No,
12.
that's 7 your time. Are you in New York?
I'm Pacific Standard Time. I live in Oregon
Oh,
now.
okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't. Y'all know I can't count. I can't count.
So, Mo Reality, I thank you so much. It's such a pleasure meeting you and having you come
Yes,
up.
you too.
You know you're gonna be a regular on the panel. So when I see you in the chat and I'm
Yes,
telling you, Mo, I'm dropping
Oh,
the link. Don't even play.
right.
period. Let's
I
training
don't
day.
even play. And don't
Training day.
How Melody said,
and don't worry about your baby because this is a family environment over here.
yes.
Okay, because he has
I
been
hate when
really
people.
speaking, and I'm so sorry.
He
I
just
know.
runs
I
and
hate
talk.
when
What's his
people.
name? What's his name?
His name is Zane. He's 2.
Zane?
Zane. Because what
Yeah.
I can't stand is
Hey,
when people get on
Zane.
when people get on Empress Radio's live talking about her baby. These are babies. If you can't stand it,
Yeah.
go somewhere else.
Yeah, they
And he is
definitely
such a cutie pie.
like Marty
Okay,
Boss said, I love the kids. We love the kids.
okay, because we raising up nations over
That's
here.
right. We is a
Mrs.
village.
Lois, you already know you're a regular on this panel, and the rest of y'all in the chat and that's in the bushes. Don't be scared to come up here. If I could go live and talk, y'all can go live and talk because I didn't even want to go live when I first went live.
I love this. I
But I
love
was
this.
like, I had to do something different to tell y'all thank you because like y'all just poured out so much encouragement on me that like, look, 4 weeks later, I ain't even scared. Fully monetized after 2 weeks. Had 1,000 subscribers in 5 days. So no,
Yeah,
don't
I
be
had to come
scared.
on when you first popped out then because I want to say it was maybe a month ago. It was
Uh-huh.
first video I watched of yours. I was like, oh, I like her. subscribe.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so y'all already know. When I say Mo, I'm dropping that link. Miss Lois, I already know. This is Miss Lois's house over here, honey.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
This Miss Lois house over here. I don't care what nobody say. That's my inspiration right there, Miss Lois,
Thank
honey.
you.
That is
I woke up.
ministry
I told you.
walking.
I woke up.
And all of y'all in the chat, I hope to see y'all back over here tomorrow. We will be doing recaps on tonight's show. So for those of y'all that do not watch the show, don't worry about it. We'll get you caught up tomorrow.
All right.
All right. I love y'all. Y'all have
Love
a
you
blessed
guys.
evening.
Yes, love you guys too.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Jane.